we'll move you up in the agenda before we get to the presentations, just to give you the courtesy of not having you waste. Anybody else here? I know we got a presentation with you, we got a presentation with Tomas. You're here for
Memorial Park parking.
Memorial Park Park. Yeah, okay, with public comment, you can do that, yep. And what was yours? Sir, the hat? You're also Memorial Park parking? Oh, okay, you're both Memorial Park parking. And nothing you want to particularly mention? Yes, Bill, what do you got?
I'm here for a couple things, but historic Hudson River towns, music across the Hudson. Okay.
All right, you want to just to inform us about it? Are you getting as a resolution or I can't remember?
Yeah, we're asking for a permit for
All
Memorial
right,
Park.
all right, we'll take those. And I see Barbara Noyes is here for something, so yeah, I got you. She waited me first. I saw it first. All right, so what I'll do is, just because we're gonna have a long agenda and it's gonna be a lot of items that probably are not of general interest to people. So we will take those items. Let me just say, let's do them. I'd like to do them after the presentations, which will take about half an hour. So forgive me for that, but I like the presentations. I think are important. People are doing. It's nice to have people here to watch, and then we'll go. Except for the public comment, we'll take that early for the public comments on any issue. But we'll do the presentations first, and then we'll do the skate park and the other the issue with the thing, because I just don't like to have people sitting here. We had it happen a couple of weeks ago. Somebody waited for a 2-hour meeting for something that we could have handled in a minute and a half at the beginning of the meeting. All right, just a couple of quick remarks. We have not had a meeting since before July 3rd and July 2nd and July 5th. And I just wanted to thank all the people who were involved with our 4th of July celebrations, our Independence Day weekend celebrations, I should say, because they started on July 2nd on the evening. They continued on July 3rd with the reading the Declaration, with the kids zone, with the fireworks, with the music. And then they took a day off on July 4th, and then on July 5th, we had the Global Rhythms, which was run by the able Bill Batson, who did such a wonderful job with it. So I want to thank him, and I want to thank for all the work that was done on Independence Day. I want to send a special thanks to Joe Carlin, who was who I back in January, I think I said, why don't you take this
in November?
In November, I said, why don't you? We actually planned in advance for once. I didn't tell him in May that I wanted him to take it. I said, do it. Yeah, let's get that all scheduled out. And I want to thank him for that. He did a wonderful job. And I want to thank everyone in the administration, Andy and Anne Marie, and everybody who DPW. I want to thank all the different first responders who were so wonderful during the fireworks, which were cut a little bit scary with the weather that we had. So thanks to everybody who pitched in on that. It was really a wonderful week. It feels like a million years ago, but it was just a couple of weeks ago. But it was since our last meeting, so I wanted to make sure that I addressed it. And thanks everybody for the hard work on it. I'll let if anybody else has something from the board.
So yeah, yes, yes, I agree. 4th of July was really fun. It was a really great night. The weather did get dicey, but it still was a good show. I was out in the rain and it was great. The only question I do have is, when are we rescheduling the big band?
Oh, we haven't. It fell off the radar. We'll get it rescheduled. We'll try to get it rescheduled.
And I know there's been a lot of rain, so I'm glad that, you know.
If we had rescheduled, it probably would be rescheduled again. I mean,
Right, and that's also where I'm like, with all the stuff that we've had to cancel down at the park, is it conflicting with anything coming up in August? I know we have a lot of August stuff too.
No, we would do it on a weeknight, so it would not be very
I'm
conflicting.
just talking in general, since you know,
Oh.
we've had the rain, and I think the music in the parks has had to be rescheduled. That's more what I meant, like,
Not,
there's no conflict with anything coming up.
we haven't had any major conflicts coming out of the
Yeah.
rain delays.
Yeah, music in the parks on Tuesdays, there's never anything else scheduled, so they've got the first Tuesday, couple Tuesdays in August,
Okay, cool.
rain dates, yeah.
So the concerts in July are now happening in August.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're available. I mean, they said they would check their schedules. Obviously, there was a whole bunch of people in the band. So they have to coordinate, so we have to give them pretty good advance notice of when we want them and find out if they're available. They did receive 50% of the payment. And they said they would utilize that for rescheduling. I mean, it was this whole weekend, a lot of moving parts and a lot of curveballs were thrown at us.
Yeah.
Between the weather,
The heat and rain,
rain,
Lightning.
lightning, everything that could.
locusts, I remember the locusts came in, that was so.
I don't remember the locust, but.
You were-
And the hailstorms, and stuff.
It's
But,
getting real big.
but I also wanted to thank, the village for the support. I wanted to thank, everybody in the village hall. I wanted to thank, as Joe mentioned, or, fire department, EMS, everybody that, the police, everybody that, joined together. But I especially want to thank, Mark Mangan. He is a force of nature. And he was running I was running around with him, but I didn't know what to do. He's the one who actually led everybody and made this event an event to remember. And
Yeah,
that-
as I like to call him, and his actual legal honorific is the indispensable Mark Mangan. He's indispensable, it's unbelievable.
Could I add one other item? to
Sure.
that? Just as a note from the parking side, we did another improvement in the logistics, which was typically the biggest problem is after the fireworks, everybody leaving. And the village kind of empties out, but people get jammed up. And so we did some more parking restrictions down on River Street by the Claremont condos onto Gedney, so that we preserve an emergency egress route for the ambulance and the fire truck through there, because typically cars come in at the last minute and they sort of park it up. So our DPW actually put in those crowd control gates so that also when people left, they could walk in the street on the safe side of the gates while cars also proceeded. So I think it was, a credit to the parking authority and the police department kind of working together, listening to the ambulance corps and the fire department and trying to get that design just a little bit better every single year.
Right, that's great, that's great.
Really good.
Alfonso, anything you want to add?
No, I just thank you for everybody that put together. I know that it was a labor of love for you, Joe Carlin. And everybody was really happy in spite of all the barriers, everything still worked out. So
Everything worked out, yeah.
thank everybody that had a part of it.
All right, thank you. All right, let's get, we'll move on to public comments on any topic. I think do we have people signed up or?
We do. Jamal,
Oh, we're gonna have a longer talk with you than public comment.
then Robert Lord,
Robert? Hello, Mr. Lord.
Hi, how are you? You want me to use the mic or?
Sure, that's.
I got it.
I need to put that switch up so the battery light comes on
Yep. Yeah.
and hold it close to your mouth.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you very much, and I'd like to also thank the board for the wonderful Fourth of July festivities. It was fantastic despite the weather. People roughed it out and got through it, and I really appreciate it. In conjunction with what Andy was saying, Stu was saying, the barriers along River Street were very helpful. I did notice that it did move people along through there. The one thing I would add to that was one of the two things that I wanted to talk about was perhaps thinking again about crosswalks at River Street, at Bird, and at Main. There are no crosswalks at either of those intersections. Everybody coming from the park to the park or from the park going north has to cross those two streets. And let's just say that the stop sign at both locations are suggestions rather than actually being done. The other item is, I noticed that resolution 713 is regarding the regulations for electric bikes and vehicles in the park. I did send to you, Mr. Stewart, a couple of pictures of suggestions for people using the bridge in Memorial Park between the skate park and young children using their little scooters to get across, and then bicyclists and scooters that are not e-bikes. Everyone kind of scoots across that bridge, and just last night I was there were a couple of elderly people that had had lunch at the beautiful new shore section of the park. And it gets really messy when they're going across. If you don't have it, I have a couple of copies of it. These are just suggestions, cartoon character type signs that indicate that it would be best if they dismounted from their means of transportation going across the bridge. I
Could we
don't
see
know.
those, please?
Sure.
I don't mean to interrupt you as you're talking and just one.
That's right. These are three, I think two of them are from
Thank you.
Central Park, one of them from Prospect Park in New York City, and they're very simple. Dismount from your wheels as you're crossing over the bridge. I don't think that has to be included in the resolution that is going to be discussed. I think just a couple of cartoon signs on either side of the bridge might be helpful. And just a suggestion for people as they go across, so we don't have any injuries on that bridge. Also, in particular, I'm sorry, the skateboards really do a number on the boards of the bridge. Having been assigned to Coney Island for a number of years in my previous profession, it really, the skateboards really hurt the planks. Just increases decreases the time it will take to get those boards repaired when it comes to that. And that's about it. I really appreciate all that you've done to the park. It is, my estimate is that it's increased the use of the park by about 4 times.
Yeah.
Thank you for caring and thank you for bringing this to our
I
attention.
think that's a good idea to remind people about dismounting. We gotta keep them off the wheels when they're.
When they're going across, and then no one's, being violent or anything about it, it's just that you don't realize how narrow that bridge is. Right?
It's a courtesy to pedestrians.
That's right,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's pretty much what those cartoons say. If you need other copies of that, I could send it to you in an email or something like that.
You let me believe they were actual cartoons, and they're not cartoons, they're just simply graphic design. So I gotta be honest with you, you really, my expectations, I thought it was gonna be Wile E. Coyote or something, and it's not.
That's what
I
we
just like.
call them as cartoons. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Who's next? Is the gentleman who just.
Joseph. That's you. You're up.
Please state your name for the record.
Name is Joe Berry, and November 1st will be 50 years. I'm a Rockland resident.
You using the mic?
There's a microphone right over there. No,
Right.
next to the projector.
It was never in a band, I apologize.
It's on, okay, you can hear. Thank you.
I started fishing on Memorial Pier when we first built it. Now, my latest understanding, speak to that gentleman there, was that there's no more motor vehicles allowed in there. They told me a beautiful walkway was built. I saw it, it's great. What you guys did to the park is ridiculous. I have one problem though. For people handicapped like me, and there's many of us who rely on a walker, you actually move the address and put parking, handicap parking a block away from Piedmont, 51 Piedmont to Birch Street. Now, you said that you're legally complying with the American Disability Act. I have a little problem with that, but I have 2 suggestions that we could fix this. One was, if you really want to abide by the American Disability Act, would be a great thing to even put 4 parking spaces inside the park. It won't cause a major dilemma.
I'm looking at my colleague because we're doing exactly that. We're gonna be doing exactly that.
Okay, and
And I'm
also.
laughing just because you're hitting exactly what I'm talking
I'm
about.
gonna tell you next, when I'm done, why you shouldn't be laughing.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm sorry, you misunderstood me. I'm agreeing with you.
I know about, Mr. Stewart, but anyway, my second thing would be, if you don't want motor vehicle inside the Memorial Park, which I used to be able to park right next to the edge of the pier, all of a sudden you change your rules. I have another suggestion that we did that when I coached varsity baseball, to have a park worker, which I know you have, to keep this beautiful park clean. Supply them with something, you spend millions of dollars, why not spend less than 10,000? Supply him with a golf cart. And at the top of every hour, being that it's a small park, why don't you have him go to the end of the walkway, see if anybody needs a ride? and give that opportunity. We did that at Clarkstown South, because the field was down a mile long. And that would be my other suggestion. You spend millions, why not spend another 10,000?
Jack, I'm just a little confused. Can you clarify for me when you say the fishing pier, which pier are you talking about?
The Memorial Park,
All the way down.
and
You're
again,
talking about the viewing platform?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you
So you're
know
talking
where
about
it
the one that's, well, there's a couple of different places where you can fish. Are you talking about
like the fishing.
the one at the very southeastern end of the park?
But you started going there the minute you finish building.
Okay, which was like 15 years ago, so it's not that old. That's why when you said you've been doing it for years,
Till COVID,
okay,
Um,
all
okay?
right, so,
I used to go to the original pier when I was 40, till COVID, but
okay,
COVID got destroyed by the storm.
that's right.
Then I found out a great deal. My wife came home and said, you know, they built a nice, beautiful fishing pier. And I loved it to death.
So just to clarify, you're asking for, you're suggesting
I'm suggesting,
that it's very hard to get to that particular, because it's the very edge of the park
Mhm.
from where you currently have to park, which is in Marina Park,
and I'll
right?
tell you why. I had a measure, by the way, 3 weeks ago. You know the distance between the parking spots, the beginning of the walkway to the end of the pier? I tell you, it's exactly a quarter of a mile.
no.
Okay,
I don't know if you
you're talking
know.
about the marina, from the
Yes.
Marina Park marina,
I'm talking where you guys built a new parking space there at the beginning of the walkway. I
okay,
had it measured.
okay.
It's exactly a quarter of a mile to get to the fishing pier. Now, I tried to compromise and it didn't work out.
Compromise,
Well, I tried to compromise about maybe if I could get dropped off and get picked up.
Mhm.
I normally would go either Monday or Tuesday and be there no less than, and no more than 3 hours on a weekday. There was only a few people every time I went there.
okay,
So that's gotta be some kind of compromise that we could make. And it might be not many people complaining, but if I'm complaining, there must be other handicapped people.
well, we
We'll make it
have looked
compromise.
at, we do have. Now that the park is done, the reason I was smiling at my colleague was that we have talked in some depth about bringing back some parking at the within Memorial Park, which would get you somewhat closer, some of those spots at the park end of the walkway. So we've talked about doing that, and that's in process of, we're getting a study to make sure we can do it correctly and how we lay it out and whatnot. I think we're talking about tonight. Are we talking about tonight at some point? Okay, so we're
The
talking about tonight.
suggestion would be,
Yeah,
just so that, because it's a small park, it's not like a big.
yeah,
You could put 2 handicap parking spaces, 1/3 of the way from one end and 1/3 of the way from the other end. So will be in almost to the middle, everybody would be available to go each way they want.
yes, I understand.
And that's what I'm proposing.
I'm absolutely in agreement that we should have handicap parking spaces in the park, within the park itself, to make it a lot easier for people who have mobility issues to be able to get back
Listen,
and
I'm
forth.
not crippled. I could barely walk, but I have pain for my legs, as you can see.
Okay,
Right? I was actually given a suggestion, which I find disgusting and insulting, that maybe I should go get a wheelchair and have my wife push me to the pier. Right, Mr. Stewart? You remember that?
all right,
I asked
We-
about that.
we,
I don't
I
mean to
think-
insult anybody,
Right.
but because you left, you got me a little bit.
I'm sorry, I was only laughing because I was agreeing with you and I was laughing at the coincidence of the fact that we're talking about
I
tonight.
wasn't gonna bring this up, but now that you brought it up, now I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Okay, go ahead,
Tony, a month ago yesterday,
yeah,
I left 2 messages for that gentleman. And I left a message, direct line, giving you a quick, I said, my name is George, this and that. Please call it back, I think it's somewhat important. Yesterday was a month ago.
okay.
I still haven't received a call from
I'm,
you or Mr. Stewart.
I'm sorry we didn't call you back. I appreciate you coming in tonight
That's
to
the way
discuss
the
about
way
the
you
issue.
know it, you know, now that you started laughing, I can tell you that.
Sir, I'm sorry, I was not laughing, I was agreeing with you, I was agreeing with you, that's all.
So you don't know what I've been through this last month and a half.
I'm sorry.
And I'm tired of just living for 2 reasons now, making doctor's appointment, getting operations, and waiting to die. I want to be able to enjoy whatever God gives me on this earth, just to go fishing, even once a week. That's all I'm asking for.
I appreciate you bringing this to our attention, thank you.
She's 78 years old. Okay, so I'm just almost like begging you people.
We hear you, we hear you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in.
If you got any
Thank you.
things you wanna talk, I'll stay. If not, I gotta go home. There's more medication, another shot of insulin I have to take. I appreciate your time.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
And to you, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
All right, anybody else for public comment? Oh, yes, Barb, we'll bring Barbara up for that, because we're gonna bring her up next. Anybody for public comment after that? Okay. Good. Hi, Barbara. How are you?
Good, good. I loved the fireworks. That was amazing. And the magic that happened in not making the lightning hit when the fireworks are on. I felt you there.
It was the timing, yeah.
It was the timing. So much magic and good happens in the Warner Park. And that's why I wanted to just bring up the Penguin Plunge. And thank you so much for just another fabulous time this past March. We were able to give our families, and that's why I like to come after we give our families their money. Each family got $57,000.
That's amazing.
And thank you for letting us have it there because it gives such a sense of unity and party and support there. For these families, they just know that they're not alone. So I wanted to thank you. And of course, I can't say that I went under water as much as someone here that's sitting up there that actually took the biggest dive. In a suit, but the biggest dive. I was like, man, I would get water up my nose. And it was like under. And it was really muddy this year. You wouldn't have expected it being so cold. It was so muddy. And Jack.
You know what else it was? It was very cold. It was very muddy and very cold.
And if I may be like, quick story, Jack Bozzi, who's in there like the longest. Jack, there were many shoes floating on top of the water because it was so muddy. And Jack's looking at this footwear going, Mike goes, wow, that looks like my sneaker. I go, I bet it is. Why don't you check? So he leans on me, picks up his foot, and goes, wow, it is my sneaker. And he feels foot, and everything was just so muddy. But one thing, there's so many wonderful things that happened that day. I have some t-shirts so we can all twin.
Fantastic.
But also I wanted to give you a plaque. That was our 19th year.
Wow.
Next year will be our 20th year for something that really.
Oh, can't wait.
One off. Yeah, so our plaque, if I could just read it real quick. To the Village of Nyack, in deep gratitude for your enduring partnership as the official home of the Penguin Plunge, turning a freezing winter tradition into a beacon of hope and generosity for families in need. So thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Let's get the plaque. Let's get those shirts on. You want everybody to come down? Just get the shirts. Let's get a picture of the plaque. Oh, let's do this. We don't get stuff.
I'm the best. I'll hold it up.
So, I mean, I just bought a bunch. I've just, if anyone needs different
All right,
sizes.
Ben, I'll just, not everybody.
It is a nice.
It's funny to have again.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yes, there you go. Everybody take a photo.
Yeah, what is? What?
Thank you.
Wanna move this?
Joe, thank you.
Oh, we gotta hold it.
Right,
We gotta get-
Thank you very much.
That's what, can we start? We got everybody?
I think so.
Over?
Yeah.
Pretend like it's cold and muddy. There you go.
Yeah. Huddle up, everyone.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I'm the whole looking at person.
Keep looking.
Very good.
All right, hold on, there's more. All right, wait, you got yours? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll put this right in my office.
Thank you. And really, thank you. I cannot thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Good thing you were
Oh,
smiling.
can we see that?
I sort of, I gotta do with that. Hey, Barbara.
All right. All right, let us move on. Is there any more public comment? All right, then let's go, let's bring up, Jose Rodriguez and Stephen Pappas, to talk about what they're doing and the new program.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So my name is Stephen Pappas. I'm the Executive Director of Catholic Charities Community Services Rockland. And this is Jose Rodriguez, who's our new outreach coordinator for us. As you all know on the board and for the public, we are now doing a homeless outreach program sponsored by the village. And one of the things that is a top priority for us is about long-term sustainability for these individuals. Because it's not just about get them off the street, get them into a program, and then not having sustainability in that program. We're looking for sustainability long-term for these individuals so they can live a good life, nice and long. So in terms of our services that we have, Jose is the eyes and ears on the street. Then in addition to that, we do have caseworkers in our office that we work with the Department of Social Services. We work with basically all the different county government offices, but in addition, we work with staff education, we work with rental assistance, we work with utility assistance. We make sure that as part of our services, we also work with the continuum of care, which does coordinate all the different supportive housing services within the county of Rockland. So one thing that we have a lot of experience with at Catholic Charities is to ensure that we have a network of services. So it's not just that we provide that service and it's a one-off. The information and referral work that we do, make sure that we look at the person as a whole versus, okay, there's this one piece of their life that is not going well. It's usually there's one piece that is a thread and weaves out to a whole bunch of things. So whether it's somebody that's coming to our food pantry, whether or not it's somebody that's being introduced by Jose through homeless outreach, we look at that person as a whole to ensure that we look at every facet of their life. And Jose has been a great addition because of his personality. He knows how to interact with people and build trust. And that's what the whole point is. Because once you start to build trust, because I don't think anybody in this room would say, oh, I just met this person. I'm going to tell them every intimate detail about everything bad that's happened to me in my life. I don't know. Just call him crazy. But
Happens to me.
that's what Jose is going to do. It's going to be about building trust. Build that kind of camaraderie with the individuals to ensure that they know that somebody who they're talking with cares about them. It's not just trying to build out a number and trying to build out, oh, we have to get X number of people into services by X date. It's about what is your personal timeline, what is your history, and making sure that we know if there's substance abuse history, mental health history, or just anything that might be triggers for them, that we can then help with them so that they can get that service in addition to support housing. So that's the long and short of the work that we're going to be doing. And Jose is going to be the eyes and ears, so you're going to be seeing the line of the village.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Well, welcome aboard. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
What's what's the basic schedule? How's that working?
The hours.
Well, you want to talk about what you've already been doing in terms of the different places you've visited?
Been listening,
Yeah.
Super Angels, every Monday and Wednesday. The library, every Tuesday night from 12 to 5, and walking around. Memorial Park as well.
Well, that's great. That's
Can you
great.
tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I'm Jose Rodriguez, 27 years old, I'm from Garnerville. I initially grew up in the Bronx. I love this side of the town, I love the community. I see how everybody moves together, helping each other out. That's something lovely.
Thank you. Welcome on board.
How long have you live in the village?
What was that? Garnerville.
Carnival.
Garnerville,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, and I'm also bilingual.
So you,
You're also what?
Bilingual.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
hard to tell.
I find that, a lot of the people in distress that I encounter on the streets, and I walk around every single day. Many of them are not from the village. Many of them come in from places like Spring Valley, from Suffern, even from the Bronx. They come because we have there's free buses, so they come in and a lot of social service. Social services in the village, the soup kitchen and soup angels and all sorts of other things. The question that I have is, do you trace, if somebody is in here, do you ask them where they're from and maybe reach out to social services, let's say in Spring Valley. We have this person here, he's in the village. Do you coordinate type of, follow-up with other agencies? I know Catholic Charities has branches all around. I mean, I'm just questioning that, because in terms of the village itself, we have, but got people that are in, part of the village. But again, as I said, my experience is that people come from all over the place to the village.
Well, one of the things that Jose does do with all the clients that we're gonna be meeting with is building a profile. What's their history? Because it's not just what have been their triggers, but where have they been? And some of the cases that we have discussed, they are from outside of the village. But also, since they are homeless, it's not that they necessarily have roots, but they may have originated from another place. Or they may be camping in another place. So they may be here during the day, but they may not be sleeping here.
Right.
But you're right, it's actually something when it comes to the bus system that we've seen, because we also run the Solutions to End Homelessness program through the county on the east side, while Helping Hands of Rockland does do the west side of the county. And one thing that we do in our coordination on that program is identify that there are a lot of individuals that do move about the county. And there are certain places that they tend to be at during the day, and the village and I being such a caring place is obviously a welcoming place with what you said for the social services. So there are individuals that are mobile during the day because of the free bus system. In terms of how we address the services that will come afterwards, since we are a countywide organization, it's not that Department of Social Services is linked only to the village of Spring Valley or only to the village of Havistow, Village of Nyack, et cetera, et cetera. We're looking at it from a county perspective. But if people are indicating that they're coming from across the bridge, let's say, and that they spend primarily their time in White Plains, Yonkers, et cetera, we do have a association because Catholic Charities of Rockland is an associated and affiliated nonprofit with Catholic Charities of New York that actually covers the whole entire Hudson Valley. As an example, when we talk about the Office New Americans grant, they actually cover the entire Hudson Valley and utilize all the different Catholic charities as sites for their services. So when you're asking whether or not we have a connection to services that are outside of Rockland County, or even outside of just the village, I think your question was, we definitely do have that connection. And that's why whenever there are cases and we do go over the cases together, what we try to do is identify the type of service that would be best for that individual and where it would originate from. So.
Are you also coordinating with Foundation for Recovery, Lenny? I see, but he's here in the village on Tuesdays. Right, so.
Not as of yet, but we will, because the village administrator, and so it has given us some contacts of others that are within the village that since Jose just started to introduce. The first ones that we wanted to start with was, as he mentioned, Soup Angels, the library, the Pride Center, and to get the people that are on the ground and see people more daily. But yes, that is
Lenny Bloomfield, he's the man on the ground on Tuesdays.
yes, and that information was provided to us as well. Yeah.
All right, just want to make sure that, you're coordinating the outreach amongst all the agencies that are involved.
Absolutely, because here's the thing, even though we may building our own profiles and trying to connect, they might have done something with that individual in the past that may not have worked.
Absolutely.
And learning those pathways that were not successful are just as important as learning from them what would be their path.
Right, and Lenny Bloomfield, he's the person who we want to talk to. He's intimately involved in a lot of people's distress. All right, well, good luck. Thank you.
I have a schedule question. So on Monday and Wednesday, Soup Angels, and Tuesday at the library. How many hours are you gonna be here, and are you gonna do other places, what does that look like?
So we are scheduled for 20 hours a week in terms of contract with the village. So we will be doing those 20 hours a week, with some of those hours also being office hours, but
Okay,
they will be.
like walking
I
around,
don't want to say
like,
patrol because that's the wrong word.
right, but he
canvassing.
will be kind of moving around the village as well,
Yeah.
when
exactly.
he's not in these specific places.
Correct. It's not just sedentary, there's a lot of mobile parts of that.
Mhm.
But if there are areas that you think that are congregation areas that are important, please, through Andy, let us know.
Yeah.
Those different areas so that we can make sure that Jose does visit those areas during the canvassing times as well.
Okay, perfect, and welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, Jose. Jose, can you send me the email? Because I'd like to meet one-on-one with you and maybe we could talk about the different people that I've interfaced with, so give you a little bit of background. Okay, so you're gonna be in the library on
Tuesday, from 12 to 5.
who's both from twelve. Okay, I'll look you up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephen. Thank you. Welcome. Good to have you here. All right, next item, Tomas. Give us the tourism grant updates.
Yes.
There is a resolution, it is. Who was that? All right,
My name is Thomas Schneck, president of Visit Nyack. So we just concluded the 7th round of the Nyack Tourism Grant. And I just would like to provide you with our proposal for funding for this round. Here you have a quick overview. I'm going to go through each line individually as I'm going to talk more intensively about it. But the total amount is $46,550 for this round. Now let's go through the individual applications, organizations. So the first one is Arts Rock. They're proposing that they promote various events. That's one of our premier arts organizations, obviously in Nyack and in Rockland County. You can see they have a whole series of different events scheduled already throughout the year, all the way into May. And we're proposing to support them with $4,500 to promote these different activities.
well, all of these events happening, I know that I see Arts Rock, but sorry, in the Angel, but everything else, is that happening in the village?
It's all happening in the village, but not all at the Angel. They're different.
Well, the Echo Tones is not, that's not the village.
The Echo, so that's in Upper Nyack, that's right.
Yeah, we don't, Upper Nyack, not us.
We'll get it
It's
later.
not us, we don't get,
We'll get to that
we're not
later.
paying for this,
I know.
but it's
But the
nice
other ones
doing
are.
it. It's a nice event, and
Yeah.
River Oaks will be beautiful,
Yeah.
so.
Next one is a new organization called Becoming Writers. A lady who's proposing that. Right now, the current title of what she's trying to organize is called Stories for Local Change. We actually proposed maybe to change it a little bit, but ultimately what she's going to do is a literary and arts-based conference. She wants to do this in spring of 27. She wants to bring together writers, artists, educators, and then basically have a workshop, which then also expands into other local Nyack businesses. So she wants to basically bring this group into other restaurants, coffee shops, and wants to invite basically the public to those different events. And we felt when we talked to her that this needs to be a little more worked in more detail. And so for now, just want to support them with $1,000, but we say generally, we don't really have a literature event yet here in Nyack, and so this would be a nice addition. But she should take that $1,000 to really give us a little more details and come back to the next one and see what we can say. Then Rockland Community College, they've been very successful in general with their cooking classes, and they are promoting them. You probably have seen their schedule where they bring in the general public, so that's working pretty well. But they are trying to do something different in this case, that they want to attract tour operators, so people who consistently come with their groups in their tour buses to Nyack. When they come here, that they then definitely come to the RCC building and have a cooking class, but then obviously also spend some additional time in the village and go to other places and other businesses. We are suggesting to support them with $2,000, which specifically would go for advertisement in a group tour magazine. So this is a very specific strategic initiative to bring tour operators into the village. This is something Mark Davidoff and I have been working for a couple of years, and now we see that it's finally come together. We already have one tour operators, and we want to build on that and have really a whole group of tour operators, and that cooking classes, I think, a very good book to bring people into the village. Then a repeat organization, or we have funded them for a couple of years, is the Ecstatic Dance, which is happening at the Ancient Nyack. It's a monthly event, dance music, non-alcoholic, DJs and music. And they always bring in people from the outside, DJs typically, who have their own following. So they bring in about 100 people per event. And we think it's a great way of bringing tourists and guests into the village. Also, many times what they do is they partner with local restaurants. So as they don't provide any food or drinks in during the event, they then go into a restaurant nearby and just extend the evening. And we suggested to support them with $2,000 for the next events that are planned. And there's a new organization called The Nothings, and they are interested in putting together a cultural event series, really coming up with a recurring arts and cultural programming approach. They have done one pop-up about a couple of weeks ago, right next to Pickwick, and we're quite successful there, and they want to build on that. They ultimately want to come out with the Nothings Cultural Guide to Nyack. And we said, okay, that sounds interesting, and we want to start supporting them with $2,000 to really build on this concept and flesh it out a little more. But in general, it sounds like an interesting approach.
What kind of, just go back, what kind of recurring, I mean, what's their focus on? I mean, this is a general catch-all phrase, but I mean.
Yeah. So what they did in this pop-up shop, they had different artists there, and they had paintings there, and they sold those. And I think that's definitely one aspect. But I think they see this broader, so they might bring in also some maybe some music or some other artists, basically. So it's two artists. One artist who was in our presentation. We felt that he has a lot of good ideas, but it needs to be firmed up a little bit more. So the idea is that those $2,000 are used for really giving us a little more detailed concept what that would look like.
So I thought a lot of these funds were earmarked for advertising. It sounds like it's somewhat
still
changing.
advertising.
It's still advertising. Oh, because it's like when you say they're fleshing out their idea, that's where I'm like, is it like seed money to help them do that, or
No,
is it just Yeah.
they have the idea of what they want to do. They, like, for example, what came up is they'd like to create like a think of it like the old First Friday. They want to do something like that. They want to be able to market like a pop-up shops with music and with other sorts of disability. And they want to invite other people to do events at that same time. So that's kind of the idea here. But yes, the money can only be spent on advertising. So this idea they want to publish the Nothings Cultural Guide to Nyack, unless it's a marketing piece, in some way they have to pay for that out of their own funding.
Okay.
It won't come from us.
Next one is Nyack Chamber of Commerce. They put on a very interesting street fair on September 13th. It's called Fall Fest. And for the first time, it's going to have specially curated areas. Some of them are called Artisans Way, Family Way, Buskers Way. They're going to work together with Louis Newsom, who's done a really good job with the Arts Walk. And so it's, I think, a very new kind of a duration of the street fair. And so they're going to do this for the first time on September 13th. And obviously have the Halloween parade on the 24th. And our suggestion is to promote both of these events with $3,000. Then Rubicon Film submitted an application for another new film screening. It's called Once Upon a Time in Harlem. And they're going to bring two people who are involved in this movie to this event. David Reeves, who's the director, and Lanny Reeves, who's the producer. There's no fixed date yet, but it's going to be in the fall of 2026. And our proposal is to support them with $1,200.
Where is that going to be held up tonight?
Is that good, Maxim? Then the Nike Film Festival organization, they're gonna repeat their Nike Sci-Fi and Horror Film Festival. They're doing this now for the third time, and that's scheduled for October 21st and 23rd. And we are suggesting that we support them with $3,000, and that's gonna be held at the Angel. Then there's a new application by the Skateboard Village. Jamal is here today. Thank you for being here. And the idea is to have specific events in the next couple of months here in summer of 26, but also continue into spring and in summer of 27. And there will be a specific day in any of those months, and we're going to have during those days skateboard demonstrations and exhibitions, freestyle skateboarding showcases, and community skate sessions. So it's really building on Jamal and his team's over 40 years of experience in this field and building basically a program. And to just highlight that and bringing more people to Memorial Park and witness that and be part of that. That's part of that idea. And we want to support that with $3,600. Then we have the Phoenix Theater Company. They're going to be back with their Phoenix Festival. This is going to be now their 5th year. So it's really a marquee event here for Nyack for all these past years. They started out, as you all know, more in Upper Nyack at Marydale, but now all the different events are really here in downtown Nyack. This event is going to be between October 8th and the 25th. And what they want to use specifically the grant money in this case is they want to produce 5 different videos with the titles of Discover Nyack, Taste Nyack, Explore Nyack, Why People Love Phoenix Festival, and Spend October in Beautiful Nyack. And what's really interesting, I think, for all of us here is that we said we would like the ability that those videos they're going to produce, that the village can use them as well in the future, and also other nonprofits. And so that was also proposed by Phoenix that they would make them available. And we would like to support them with $5,000 to produce these videos, so $1,000 per video. Then we have Hope Wade. She's coming back with the Rockland Fashion Week pop-up shop. That's a concept she has been doing for a couple of years now. It's basically the idea that while she's doing the Fashion Week at the mall, the Palisades Mall, which is going to happen in the beginning of November, that on one day, either November 6th or 7th, that the downtown businesses are encouraged to offer discounts and gifts for these customers who typically only come to the mall, that they come also then to Nyack and benefit from those specials which our downtown businesses are offering. And the Rockland Fashion Week website features all these participating shops and restaurants. So the idea is again that the Nyack business can benefit from all the different customers and interested audience who come to the Palisades Mall for the Rockland Fashion Week. Then we have the Rockland Pride Center. They obviously every year promote the Rockland Pride Sunday and bring guests here, we think about 10 to 12,000. And we want to help them even more with that. And we're suggesting to help them with and support them with $2,500 to promote the Pride Sunday. Then we have also a repeat event. This happened the first time this year. It's from Center for Safety and Change. It's called the She Is event. It's a transformative arts and healing experience. It's going to be hosted in the second quarter of 27 and brings people, women and survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, human trafficking, to really share their stories and, provide a safe space where they can, reflect on their experiences and, there will be fiction reading, poetry, dance, meditation. So it's all happening at the Angel, and they will work together with other local business to offer extra services. And because it's a 2-day event, I also expect between 30% of people stay overnight. And we would like to support them with $2,000 for this event. Then we have Laura Graham, who for now, this is the 4th year that she's continuing with the Nyack Secondhand Shop Hop. And she has over 2,000 participants so far for all the years she has done it so far. And she has more hops obviously planned for the second part of 26 and the first part of 27. And we want to support her with $1,500 so she can continue with that event series. Then we have a new event. We already funded them in the round 6. We want to give additional resources. It's Ken Moore, which is now called Skate the Dip. The organization is called Skate the Dip. The event itself is called the Dip. And it's going to be a roller skate pop-up event, which is scheduled for October 17th. And they're going to build up a professional portable skate floor right in the Memorial Park. And it will offer a complete skate rental fleet, and there will be in addition music performances and food trucks. And yeah, she expects over 500 people to participate, and we would like to support her with $4,000. And then we have Louise Newsome with the Nyack Village Craft Walk, which was very successfully launched last year. She's going to repeat that in October of this year on October 3rd and 4th. It's going to be an open air crafts market with over 50 vendors, which are going to be distributed between Memorial Park and the Sakai Easter Park. And but also the brick and mortar business in Nyack will be incorporated and will be part of a comprehensive event map. So it connects basically all the local businesses with the external vendors, and it's going to provide an excellent shopping experience for people who go through this whole craft walk. In addition, for the first time, she's going to have a pumpkin patch, and there also will be an arts experience, going to be a sketch mob, which will be organized by Bill Batson. And she.
What's the sketch mob?
People basically come together and they draw something on the fly, basically.
It should be mob. Wasn't it a sketch mob?
Yeah. Right.
Sketch mob, Joe, we'll have to change that.
We've done it with the Hawker House already.
Trying to take a
Doesn't make it.
fence on it.
All in nine.
Yeah. Yeah, we would like to support it with our models. Yeah, and last but not least, actually two more. This one is the Historical Society of the Nyack. They have a very interesting program. It's called War on Our Shores. It's a new immersive living history experience, which is using the villages actual. So it's
The 10960, they're in the 60.
So it's basically Upper Nyack and South Nyack. There are 4 different locations where there were Revolutionary War activities. And they're going to have basically a bus tour on October 3rd and also on the 4th, 2 times. And they're going to have 4 different stops at Maridale, at the Old Stone Church, at Sovereign's Quarry, and at Salisbury Point. And what's kind of the kicker here is that it's not just going to go to these places, but there will be costumed actors from Elmwood who will tell the story, and also the audience is part of it. So you can all have done that, where you get a role assigned. You're like, a slave or postman or a cook or whatever, soldier, and you're part basically of these performances. And it's very well developed already, and the drawback obviously for us is that it's not really happening in Nyack. So we said, okay, we'll still hope that people, always spend some time before and after the actual tour in Nyack. So we said for that we will support you with $1,000. But if you find a way to tie in more Nyack, if that's maybe the bus picking up in Nyack and dropping off in Nyack, or however they're going to do that, then we would increase it to $2,000. So that's going to be a follow-up conversation with the Historical Society if they can change that. Yeah, and now last but not least, the Playful Yogi, they already last year did a very, very successful, actually it's the third one, right? Last year they did it's the second one. Last year was the first one, very successful one. And they're going to come back in September of this year. They're going to have over 30 health and wellness vendors. And hope all of you had a chance to see
It was
that.
great last year. Yeah, it was well attended, huge turnout.
Yeah, the weather was also helping, so it was great. Yeah, and so we said that's definitely something we want to continue to support, and our suggestion is $3,500. So that's the rundown of the different events, and maybe we can go back now if you have any more questions to any of those different events. And I just want to say, again, I think it's great to see a lot of new ideas coming to fruition, and again, for small village like ours to have all these different organizations and ideas is great to see.
When you said playful yogi, I saw you stood up.
Yeah.
What's happening? What am I doing?
But I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Well, at part of this?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I put in the application with you, and I didn't hear back from you, so I was wondering how, organization get on your list, or why did I get
What's
ignored?
your name?
Told me help soon. I put in, what's your, my name is Tyrone Williams, I'm from.
Tyrone, rather than do this now, if you know what I'm saying, if you put in an application somehow, we missed it or something like that, we can always consider it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure, if it was our fault for not getting in touch with it, we will make sure to, get another look at it. I promise you.
I guess what might be helpful and a little bit more neutral to what Yogi's saying is maybe explain the process of like how you evaluate groups and what you're looking for in the application to help maybe strengthen his application for the next
Well,
round.
he doesn't screen the applications. We didn't, you don't screen them before you give it to us, right? Yeah, so we got all he just didn't give it, we didn't get it.
Yeah,
But she had a blueprint, right?
but no,
It was
like
placed. We didn't get it. We didn't review it.
at all.
No, I didn't know about it till now. That's why I'm saying something
Okay.
it might have gotten, something happened in the transmission to it.
No,
He listens, he lets us know about all the applications he gets.
Right.
And then we decide whether we want to interview the people and whether we want to give so the process is, why don't you go through your part of the process? and I'll do the latter.
Yeah. So what typically happens about 6 weeks before we come back to you guys, we send out a very broad email and invite people to submit an application. There's also a coaching periods where people can reach out to us and we get back and forth, so they understand, how to.
And it also goes up on our social media, it goes up on the website.
Right. And then, basically, what I do personally, I bring basically all these different applications together into a package and then share it with Joe and Andy, and then we basically have a meeting around those. And the criteria is typically, there's a whole list of different things we're looking for. It's like overnights, how many people do you bring in? It's how are you working with other organizations? How many other businesses are you touching? So those are, I would say 4 or 5 big ones we are looking for. And then typically what we do is, especially if it's a new application, we invite the organization for a presentation, but not a presentation of what's already has been said, but more like a Q&A where we dive into specific aspects we maybe didn't fully understand, or we want to maybe get a little more information about. And then after that, then we put the list together and say, this will be our suggestions.
So when is the next round open?
Well, it's gonna be in 6 months from now, so the round will open probably mid-October, end of October. And then,
Can I suggest that maybe 4 months from now, we host an informational session, whether here at the village or at the Nyack Library or something, for prospective businesses to come and, learn about the process, learn about the application process. I've seen it done with plenty of grants on the state level and federal level, so it might be worth, now that we're a couple rounds in,
That's great.
to have one of these events. People come in like Yogi and others and, learn about the process so that, their application gets sent in on time, it looks strong, like all those things.
definitely do that.
And I think actually, the original plan was for the business council to review these, and we've just not been able to get participation from the business council. So what I would suggest would be that that in addition to us three, which it's only by default, we're the only ones who ever showed up at these meetings to actually review these things. Everybody else was invited. That we have at least one we can't have more than one trustee if I'm doing it, but have one trustee that would volunteer, and you don't have to do every one. You could do the fall of this year, and someone else would do this spring of next year. You could all rotate around to do it, and which I think would be good, because I think it'd be good for you to see the process from the inside of it. And I think it's a good idea for us to try to make sure that we're getting the word out about the process. So I do want to say, just to be completely clear, he clearly didn't get the application, so something went wrong in the transmission. It did not get rejected, it just didn't get it received. So that's why I'm saying to you, let's make sure you get it to us. we can always review it. I can submit it to the board. We can always get it funded. We have a flexible budget around $50,000 each half year. And we're about 45, we're about, what was the total this year?
46.
We're at 46 this year, so we're at 46. So we have a little bit of give that we could give, like we have another $1,000 we might give the Historical Society and stuff like that. So we have an opportunity if there was something that, and I'm sorry that we did not, because obviously we would have taken it very seriously if we helped some.
That also brings me to my next point. I do have issues with the Historical Society. It's not a NIAC. We've talked about this more than.
I know,
once.
the only, and we went back and forth, that's why they
Yeah.
got as little as they did, was because it's not based in Nyack, but the thing is, it is an organization located in Nyack.
I understand that, but this is public tax money that the village of Nyack and the residents of Nyack are supposed to see the benefit of. And that's why I'm glad that this has been taken to heart, because there's only one organization as opposed to the last round. But I do still have an issue with it. Listen, I love the Revolutionary War history as much as anybody else. I grew up with that. But that is my biggest issue, is that I'm not seeing the touch into the village of Nyack as of yet. I know that it could potentially be coming, but I'd rather hold off on that one until that can get fleshed out a little bit more.
Well, why don't we just we already had it conditioned on 1,000 with another 1,000 if they went, why don't we just conditioned 2,000, but they have to have a meaningful connection to Nyack, and can you just give the three of us the authority that if they come up, we'll reach out to you, we'll send you an email, and we can approve it conditionally, and you can let us know via email if it's acceptable, if they do a significant enough time.
I 100% agree with Pascal. We are responsible for the village's money, the taxpayers. And it has to be more of a link to the village.
I understand that, but the Historical Society also, I've worked with them and I've seen them, and I'm just saying, everybody has an opinion, but I do know that they do reach into Nyack as well, and then I know that there's been programs put on that through the Nyack Library and through Zoom. We had food things, cultural things, and for me, my opinion is, I do believe that they work with our village as well.
Well, they're based in the village, number one, right?
Yeah,
So
they are.
They're
Yeah.
based in the village, but maybe they could put on an event focused, like I said, the library focused in the.
Well,
village.
they have in the past, so that's why I was thinking that, and I understand not giving them the full money, but if they could come up with us meeting them. So
Can I make a suggestion? Because I brought this up when we were talking to them on the call. For whatever reason, they've never come to us for marketing money for the 3 or 4 exhibitions they run every year. What if we just transition this and approve this solely for marketing for the exhibitions that are in the Historical Society that they have in their space? And then we'll we'll condition another 1,000 if they make this event focused in some way on that.
Okay.
Because I'd like to give I don't wanna be in the position of turning down the Historical Society of Nyack, and I don't think you do either.
Yeah.
Because it's a great organization, they do a lot of good things, and quite honestly, if they came to us and said, could we have $250 to market our exhibitions that we put on for, the postcard exhibition, they had the pictures.
Feel more comfortable, certainly for the events that they're doing in Nyack, but I guess that's kind of just where I wanna, this has come up more than once in the first round and now in the second. I would prefer to keep a lot of the events that we're doing. It should be a part of their criteria that it has a Nyack touch.
I mean, it is, we've turned down a lot of events that we're not.
Right.
And we discussed with them that, for example, that the bus, for example, that they pick up here in Nyack,
Right.
people, and then they bring them back here. And then when they disperse from the bus, there's a high chance that they go to restaurants and shops here in Nyack, so something like that. Or there's a event first where they.
An after event where they'll go for drinks and something like that in the village, which would be enough of a client.
Walk first or eat or something.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's more what I mean, like, it would be like, to see that, as you suggested, would be
there's
nice.
nowhere else
Yeah.
for them to drink or eat really in Upper Nyack.
That's a
They can pick
whole
up
other
liquor
can of
at Lexington
worms.
Promenade.
Yeah.
Get a couple of bottles and sit in the park. But is that okay with everybody? Because I would, when they came to us and said, I'm like, why don't you ever come to us and money for your normal exhibitions that we just.
Right, yeah, I'm more than happy to support the normal exhibitions,
Alright.
they do take place in the
So
village.
we say 1,000 for the exhibitions and
And
then
then
$1,000 if
They have to make a new
Yeah.
proposal to us for the other event and how it's, but for them, the money's fungible. So if we give them 1,000 for the exhibitions, that's money they don't have to spend on the exhibitions marketing. And they can put that money toward their non-NIAC
Yeah.
event in the traitorous villages that dissolved from us in 1870.
Well, Bill is a revolutionary site here in Nyack. They can move to.
Oh, I think you're hitting, the important points. I mean, I understand, what Pascal's saying and, their title is Historical Society of the
Of the Nyack, yeah.
Right.
That's,
But this is called the Nyack Tourism Grant.
Village of Nyack.
last year.
It's not the Nyack's Tourism Grant, it's the Nyack Tourism. Grant.
Last year, they did the unveiling of, they did the rededication of the Cynthia Hesderman ship.
And there's not one person up here that has anything but utter respect and admiration and gratitude for the Nyack Historical Society.
Yeah.
It's a matter of custodial nature of funds that are raised in the village of
I
Nutley.
would say this much.
I have to look at I'm gonna speak to them because I'm helping them get Samuel harps to identify actors to play enslaved peoples. So I like the fact that they're including all the histories in this piece, but they do have to anchor it in Nyack, get support from the Nyack.
Nyack.
Thank you.
Listen, they brought this on themselves. They didn't have to secede, they seceded. It's not like I'm holding a grudge. It's been 152 years, but I hold a grudge.
I mean, maybe I'm a little salty about it. It doesn't matter. That being said, I will say as a suggestion, since the village of Nyack has a very strong, history of abolition, it would be nice to see the Historical Society of the Nyacks do an event like that around Nyack, as you mentioned with Cynthia Hestra, and we have the John Green House and a few other places. I would consider.
Well, the
Something like
tricky part is that just because of the evolution of the course of time, the
Mhm.
large farms were further toward the mountain.
Mhm.
And the story that they're telling is of Peter Williams, who not only helped build the old stone meeting house, but was buried there. And it's a story that's too poignant not to include on this tour. But the tour should begin and end in Nyack, and there should be a Nyack leg. And I think that they can put something together that
That's all
meets
right.
the standards that you're setting, which are absolutely reasonable.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tomas. Yes, please, come up.
We can't hear what you said.
Please stand up and come up. Just you can come close.
Just for clarification for the Nyack Chamber of Commerce, the fall festival, it says it's being promoted by Chamber, but I'm a vendor and I know it's being promoted by Trade Prosper. So I was just wondering if that allocation, are we allocating the money correctly or could that portion go down? Because.
No, we're not taking,
I'm just saying, like.
we don't have to take from anybody else to give to him. We have enough money for him.
It's being supported by Trade Prosper.
Yeah,
Right.
Trade Prosper is the producing partner.
But we're allocating the money to the Chamber of Commerce for
Which as I understand, she was hired by the Chamber of Commerce to do this, yeah.
And the event brings folks here, and what we're doing with Louise, which is different. We have listened through survey and through meetings with the business council and others. That having people come tonight is wonderful, but we want them to spend more time and money inside stores, inside shops. So as the chamber, we went out and found a consultant who could help us get people to linger and direct traffic inside stores. So that's what this grant would support, bringing people to Nyack with a map of different places to go, so they can, support a wide range of businesses and not just the vendors who are on the street, but the brick and mortars, the restaurants and cultural institutions.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for raising that. All right. All right. Let us now, and thank you we have a, huh?
Oh, I thought we were ready to take it up. Right, but.
Oh, you wanna?
No.
Yeah, Tomas is good. We'll take it up when we get to it.
Yeah.
We could have done that now. That would have made sense.
He's looking.
All right, let us go to, come on. All right, come on back. We'll take the resolution right now, just so while you're here. So in case any other question happens to come up. Going to action item, we don't have the public hearing. We'll do the adoption of minutes. Going to action item 7.20, resolution 154, approving grants under the Nyack Hotel Tax Tourism Grant Program. Can I get a motion? Motion.
Second.
Any further comments or questions about this? We just received a presentation on it. Hearing no questions, I call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Tomas, for all your work on this. It's a lot of work and he does a great job with it, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now, this. Remind me, this is a resolution or it's a new business or communications? Where do we have it? For the skate park.
It's not on here because I didn't have time to put it on the agenda.
Oh, you sent an email about it.
I did. I
Oh,
sent
okay,
them.
so we have it's a communication or it's a just, all right, whatever it is, come on up and talk to us about it. I'm just sad I don't get to cross something off my list, which I like to do as a. Just as a,
We all like to do that.
to feel like I'm getting momentum.
Check.
I'm just gonna add it to the list, skate park,
A
and then I'm
check
gonna
box
cross
on
it
the
off.
agenda.
Listen,
15 skate
not
park.
the worst
check.
idea.
Thank you, Mr. Lord.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Here, Bob. Greetings.
Greetings.
Jamal Bay. Matt.
I'm Tom.
Tom. I'm the
Oh, wait,
president of
there's somebody
Skateboard
else.
Wizard. Oh, Gene Giles, he's in our foundation to a Skateboard Business Foundation. I'm here today. One of the guys was saying that, I've been skateboarding over 40 years. Actually, it's 57 years I've been skateboarding. Started skateboarding in 1969.
Gosh, bring these.
Okay, this is my introduction. I've been down at the park since the beginning. I'm the founder of Skateboard Park. Sarah was the one that helped me get it. We've been trying to get a skateboard park down there since the 70s, 80s, the 90s, 2000. Now we had it. One of the biggest problems we had down here was we were talking, okay, let me just read this to you. Get it over. So my name is Jamal Bay. I'm a skateboard wizard. I'm the founder of the Nice Skateboard Park with the help of Sarah Anderson. I've been here from the beginning and have been instructing and teaching and training both beginners and experienced skateboarders alike. It's been proven that the skateboard park provides safe, designated space for the youth, people, and improvement of the mental health, promote both physical activity and much needed social connection. In the area of safety, I feel that there are several issues which need to be addressed. First, weather damage, which Andy already explained to me that they did with the uneven slabs and stuff. That was already done, which is very good because it smoothed out everything. There's no more bumps. Kids are not complaining to me about it's mom, dad, I said, okay, I'm gonna talk to the people, everybody relax. Secondly, we're talking about the summer heat. It's getting hotter. Sign that says the average daily temperature is increasing. People need to be diligent about heat strokes and exhaustion. Point blank. It's hot. It's hell out there. And everybody knows it. It's getting
Climate
hot.
change.
So the second problem is we have no cover down there. I'm the only one down there who has a tent. I've been there ever since the beginning. When it gets hot, I invite them underneath the tent. But a lot of times what happens is it's so hot and humid out there, there's no shade. They come off about 5-10 minutes. Jamal, I'm out of here. Jamal, I'm out of here. It's too hot. It's too hot. So about 4 years ago, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm saying to myself, you know what? We got to get something down. It's very cold. So I had to order an extra tent for the people, the customers, what do they call it? The parents and other kids for the two benches on the side, just to cover them from the heat.
Mhm.
So I was saying to myself, I said, you know what? We got to do something. We got to get something involved in here about shade. I've been to many skateboard parks across the country. They either have sales or shading for the kids who come there who wants to enjoy skateboarding. And we don't have it. And all the kids, and plus on top of that, there's another skateboard park. I don't know if you know now. It's in Stony Point. Is it Hatfield?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Hatfield. Oh, thanks, Tom. And Hatfield, which they're drawing a lot of people to Hatfield because we have no shade.
Also, they have shade over.
They have a little shade, but they don't have. But plus, it's a new park, and something new everybody goes to.
Right.
And right now, people are being drawn to that park. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the people back to Nine. In order to do that, we got to put them in some shade so they can sit there and enjoy themselves. And like the mayor was saying, if they're in town and Cause a lot of times when the kids are down there, they're often say, where you guys going? Oh, we're going through town to get something to eat. We're going through here, we gotta go up to so-and-so's shop, we wanted a pizza place. You want something tomorrow? I said, oh, no, I'm good. So when they're coming here and they're staying, they spend money. But if they come in and it's too hot, they're gone. They come out in 5 minutes and they're like, oh, no, I'm not doing this. And they take off. And I'm sitting there, you know, with a couple of kids that I have underneath the tent with the shade with me. And Tommy and Matt, we're down there, so we're saying to ourselves, no, we gotta get shade. So that's when I started drawing up. Because like, when I'm in the shade, I'm enjoying myself. I have a problem with the sun. I get a little dark, but I have no problem with it. It's hot out there, but no, I don't like, I love the sun, but it's too hot if you're going out there to enjoy the sun. So we're looking for permission to raise money for the shade. We got the awning people who wants to do it. We also have a second estimate. I don't know if you wanted it or not, but did I say it to you? The second estimate?
I don't think so.
They're from Port Chester. But I'll send it to you anyway. So we have people who wants to help raise the money.
So you want to
Because they're
do a
saying
fundraiser?
the wall's a great idea.
You wanna do a fundraiser?
He wants to raise the money for it. He's saying he'll raise the money for it if we get permission for it.
Exactly. And we got people who have money and they say, if you get the permission and you get the estimate to come, we can make it
So,
help.
question for you, in the images that are in the memo that I assume Andy got these images from you.
No,
No.
Oh,
I made
Andy-
renderings.
Oh, you made the rendering?
Yeah.
Because there was one that's attached to the basketball court and then there's one that's freestanding.
Right. He wants both.
Oh, he wants both of those?
Yes.
And I used ChatGPT to make this rendering, just so you
That
know.
was very nicely done.
Yeah.
I realized that may be controversial.
It's for illustrative purposes anyway.
That's attached to the basketball court, right?
Yeah, that's the one attached to the basketball court. So, and I'm trying to think of whether that'd be, all right, well, here's the thing. I think that, general sense of the board, what are the thoughts, if you want to share them? This is something that we would send first to the Parks Department for their review, the Parks Commission for their review, and to give us a recommendation, to make sure that it's, consistent with whatever the overall plan of the park is. But anybody want to share thoughts?
I think, I understand. It is wide open and it's hot and the sun could do a lot of damage.
Yes.
I love that you're thinking about this.
Thank you.
And that you also thinking forward enough that, there are people involved that would help monetarily to make this a reality, given that, we approve everything with the specs and everything, but I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
And again, thank you for caring. What I'm finding this evening, which more than this evening, but I love that people that still live here or people that care about what's going on with our community, with our kids. And trying not just, the skateboard thing is your thing, but like how it really helps the rest of the village as well. In terms of eating or whatever it is, it brings people here and hopefully keeps bringing them back here. And this is something that's a big deal, skateboarding. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also think it's a very admirable effort that you're making.
Thank you.
And I see you, I've never come up to say hello to you, because I see you all the time sitting there like, watching your students.
Exactly.
Out there.
Yep. I love it.
And I feel for you about the fact that there's no shade, and I support it 100%.
Oh, thank you. Thank you too.
And maybe I'll ask you for a lesson.
Come on down. Hey, I've been
Watch.
57 years.
I will watch.
Joe, I'm gonna watch you on those skateboard.
I agree. I think this is a really good idea. Are we working on, I guess, how to, like, the fundraising aspect of it? Cause I know we still have the Parks Commission and other like 501(c)(3)s that normally work on that part, but I love the idea anyway. I do agree. We need the shade down there and it's getting hotter. So yeah.
Thank you. That's it?
I like the idea and I like the price tag.
Oh.
Of course.
Yeah, it is nice.
I will say, I did share it out to the Parks Commission.
Okay.
Jim Wilcox has it and his first response was quite positive.
Oh, okay.
He did ask a question, which I think is worth considering in terms of design, is if it might make sense to somehow be able to take the awning down in the winter. Just so that fabric might last longer. I don't know if that's possible or not.
Well, there's different material. Did he show you the materials?
I don't have any information about it. I just want to put that in your.
No,
consideration. Maybe
because-
for the durability, maybe you don't really need the sunshade in the winter, I don't know.
No, we'll still need it anyway, because what it is, it's what do you call it? The material is like the see-through.
It's a very,
Like
very
a
firm.
Yeah, and the air flows through it, but it stops 80% of the sun.
Oh.
So it's kind of gonna be permanent because the rain runs right straight through it.
And what
It's
about
gonna be
snow?
cement,
Is
it's
it,
gonna slide right on.
is it a canvas or is it hardwood material?
It's a,
Is it parachute like?
There's different kinds of.
All right, are we agreed that we're gonna send this to the Parks Department?
Yes.
The Parks Commission? Then we can stop talking about it. And we'll talk to move to our next things. Thank you so much. That was really
Thank
great.
you.
I appreciate you thinking about it. I appreciate what you do down at the park.
thank you.
And I'm only cutting this short because it's
No, I'm
almost
ready.
8:30 and we haven't gotten to agenda item issue number one yet. And we have a lot of stuff to cover. But thank you for bringing it to us. We'll absolutely wait for the Parks Commission to get back to us and hopefully we can get this started soon. Good luck with the project.
That it's a.
Thank all of you.
Thank you guys, thank you everybody, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I guess we are now on adoption. You here for anything else? You're just hanging out?
No, he's leaving now.
Oh, you want to see that presentation? Okay. You're not gonna stay for the audit and voucher summary? You sure?
I don't believe.
It's scintillating. All right, adoption, Yogi, you here for something else? You just want to talk about this? Okay, and, no, okay, I just wanted, if there's something specific you want to bring up, I would give you an opportunity right now. Bill?
Yeah, Historic Hudson River Towns music on.
That's a resolution, right?
Yeah, just to get it going.
What's the number?
Um,
The one on the September twelfth,
yes,
7.16. Page 10.
7.16. All right, let's go, moving to to action item 7.16. Resolution 150. To allow for a special event in Memorial Park on Saturday, September 12th. This is for what?
it's Historic Hudson River Towns, so Nyack is a part of it.
Yes, it's an organization that gathers together historic Hudson River towns. And there's a conference like a couple times a year and presentations and things like that. And so they're doing an event. What's the event they're doing?
It's so they did it last year for the first time. Each town has a performance and they're all promoted and marketed at the same time. So it's like to just showcase the valley and all the villages that face the river. For some reason, last year, Nyack was we got a Nyack farmers market musician, Paul Spezial, to play. They put him on the bridge, which didn't really work out because it's so loud. And people walked by and didn't listen. And then they also put Glenn Schloss at the base of the bridge at the rest stop. And once again, people
Nobody
would
can hear.
use
They
the
walk
rest-
right by.
so now they want to use the upper level of the park.
Okay.
They have a guy who's part of the Westchester Jazz Forum, Mark Morganelli, who's a real internationally renowned jazz musician. So he's gonna have his band, they pay for it. And we're trying to get the students from the Nyack High School Jazz Band to open up. It would be right next to the Cynthia Hester bench, Toni Morrison bench, and it's from 4 to 6. And
All right, can I get this on the table?
Motion.
Second.
All right, now that's properly on the table.
Thank you.
Pascal. Let me, we have nothing else on that. We have nothing else on September 12th?
No.
Nothing else scheduled. All right, any comments or questions? I'm going to suggest, by the way, that one of our resolutions has to do with resolution 139 and schedule of fees for special events in the park. I'm gonna suggest that we have a start date for that sometime in October. Because I'd like to people have already applied for events, we should grandfather them into the system that was in place when they suggested to us they'd like to do something, so I would not hold this up on that basis. That's my suggestion anyway, but we can always revisit it after we look at that resolution. Any other comments, questions about whether we should give a special permit for this? All right, call the question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, motion carries unanimously, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you.
Tomas is on their board. I'll mention this to them so that they can build in funds for a fee. Because I'm pretty sure they want to do this every year, so.
If they want to do it every year, they have to have the next year's budget, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see, because we'll see what happens. We haven't discussed the other resolution yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So I don't think it'll pass.
for some groups, it's gonna be, you know, a hurdle, but for this group, I'm sure that they can.
You see, yeah, it's not a huge amount.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let us go to the adoption of the minutes. We have two, can I get this on the table?
Motion,
Second,
All right, we have minutes for June twenty-fifth, and we have minutes for that very short meeting we had on July seventh. Any,
we might have to separate, I can't.
all right, we'll separate them out. All right, like
Yeah.
June twenty-fifth, let's do the minutes of June twenty-fifth. Any comments, questions, additions, deletions, changes, modifications, points, anything?
Nope.
No, all in favor of approving the minutes of June twenty-fifth?
I,
Aye, and who voted? That was me.
me, Don, I think we all can vote on.
Oh, we all voted on that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Then let us, that's motion's approved. Motion passes. July seventh, the minutes of July seventh, can I get that on the table?
motion,
Second.
Any comments or questions about those minutes? All in favor? Aye,
Oh,
motion
no.
carries unanimously of the people
No.
who are here at
Yeah.
that meeting,
Yeah,
with one additional
and 2 abstentions.
and 2 abstentions. All right, adoption of minutes, action item 7.1, audit voucher summary. Can I get a motion?
motion.
Second.
Any comments or questions about the audit voucher summary? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 7.2, resolution 136, overpayment of the building permit.
The clerk needs to.
Missed the
needs to
first and
brief.
seconds on the
Which one's that?
audited voucher summary.
Oh,
Which one?
I second, but I don't know who.
Joe,
I said, are you?
Joe, Natalie.
Natalie,
Okay.
Joe and Natalie.
I'll be the one that ends up in a lawsuit. He said it was me, but I don't really remember his name. I think it was Pascal. Pascal, the audit voucher summary.
poke me in this.
There's a $50,000 payment to a Joanne slush fund in there, that you guys just approved without even looking at it. All right, 7.1 is done. 7.2, resolution authorizing a refund. This is resolution 136. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
Any comments or questions? All in favor?
I,
Aye, congratulations, Ms. McGee, on your $50. Don't spend it all in one place.
or do, there's plenty of.
Or do, go ahead, go have lunch, go have lunch and you can spend it all in one place. 7.3, resolution 137. William Bird's, this is a resolution to rescind the authorization of William Bird's application for use of Memorial Park on September 26th. Can I get a motion?
Motion,
Second,
By way of explanation, we had approved his use of the park for, he was gonna have a Memorial Park aspect to Porch Fest. At some time subsequent to that, he took certain actions that we thought were inconsistent with a proper custodial use of public resources. So we notified him that we were no longer gonna allow him to use the park. And he said, fine. Actually, we said we were going to do that. And he said, well, I don't want to use it anyway. So we actually never rescinded it. He just simply decided not to use it. But I think we'd like to have on the record that we've rescinded it. And I would also add, for purposes of the record, although not necessarily in the resolution itself, that the Porch Fest that he's running in September 2026 is not in any way authorized by the village. It's not endorsed by the village. It's not sponsored by the village. There is no public spaces being used by the village for this Porch Fest. It is a arrangement he's made with private property owners to do music on their porches, and people can watch. And we want to advise people that there is no closure of streets, and if they are standing in the street listening to music, they should be very careful about oncoming cars.
and I wanted to add to that. I was very concerned about this whole issue. Joe, thank you for clarifying all these points. And for me, the aforementioned Mark Mangan, he's involved with them and he's helping them organize it and to run it. So that makes me a lot more, how do I put it? I'm relieved that he's involved.
And that certainly makes me feel better.
William Bird one?
This is the William Bird,
Oh, okay,
not the one I said, not the one in August.
no, I knew that.
And my commentary is not in the resolution. It is my commentary on the record.
Oh, okay,
On the
yeah.
record, it's in the minutes.
Little worried with us saying on the record, we're not doing street closures and everyone should just be careful.
Yeah, we're not doing street closures. People are on their own, people are on their guard like they always are. When you're in the street, be mindful of traffic. We're telling people that you're not allowed to be in the street sitting watching someone play on the porch. You should be on a sidewalk or on grass or on something, but I mean, most of these are probably in side streets where the traffic's not that heavy, but
There's
people are still
out
vibes.
there.
And Mark is gonna have a quick reaction,
Where are these?
hopefully he'll have a golf cart. He'll be
Where did you get these?
buzzing around,
Okay,
just making sure everything is done
well,
properly.
we can take them around in the hobby.
Was it in here?
Yeah, I just wanna say, I have had a number of conversations with Mr. Bird about this. He's an entirely pleasant person who nevertheless has been, has, I think, made,
Missteps.
missteps in the execution of this project. And as a result, I just want to also make clear to people that there have been no applications for the fixing of porta potties on public streets. So I'm not sure how that issue is going to be handled as people walk from venue to venue to watch music.
He's already, just so you should know that, he's, there will be some property owners that have agreed to have a porta potty on their property.
Okay, good for that. That's good. That's very, very selfless and public spirited thinking.
Right.
All right, with all that said, the only thing that's in the resolution is that we are rescinding our early vote to approve his use of Memorial Park.
Okay.
Can I, I put that, it's on the table, right? Let's just make sure it's on the table. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. 7.4, resolution 138, creating two part-time positions as chauffeur. Oh, boy. Can I get a motion?
Motion, second.
Can we immediately clarify that this is not a chauffeur that is going to be in any way servicing the transportation needs of the mayor or the village trustees?
I had assumed that this would be the person who's driving the hoppy. Do I
Yes.
have that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
I just
correct.
want to state that on the record.
It is a title.
That is the guy who will be driving.
Yes.
Was there no other title we could use?
No, apparently not. That's why I'm laughing. We apparently could not, there was no title for driver in the entire 50-page book they have of titles that are allowed in the county of Rockland. There is no driver that would be suitable for the hobby bus. So we have a chauffeur.
I know this will be
And I-
crazy, but I do feel like the Department of Civil Service needs to add a title. I'm just throwing it out there.
See, I would go the other way and just say that from here on in, whoever is driving the hobby shall be known as the chauffeur. The chauffeur of the hobby. Could you please call the chauffeur and have him come pick me up at my house?
Maybe you should
I
call
hope
it
that-
the hobby.
The hobby.
I would hope that at some point during your tenure, you will take on the mantle of chauffeur and drive us all around in the.
Yes,
hobby.
I promise. I promise very much to do that.
That will be.
I'm allowed to drive with my simple driver's license. I'm allowed to drive it. We do, by the way, just quick update on it. We do have plates for it now. It's legal.
Oh,
It's
fabulous.
legal, it's insured. We gotta figure out how to do a graphic wrap on it.
It's for the
And to
advertising.
find
It's gonna pay
people
for
to
it.
drive as chauffeurs.
We have a couple people that have applied to be chauffeurs.
So I can
Come up with a
legally
schedule.
donuts
Is-
in the
is-
parking.
is-
lot.
Yeah,
Is
you
it
need to do
house
some, you need some repairs on the hobby because it was delivered with the front bumper scratched.
Already?
Yeah, no, it wasn't us. It was in the transportation.
Is it being housed at the, on
It's inside our garage,
which garage?
the only garage, DPW garage,
On Catherine Street.
yes.
It's in
We have-
Andy's garage.
Are we allowed to christen it like
Shows the
champagne on a
car.
boat? Like
You can
champagne
do
on a
that for
boat?
boats. See, that's-
I know they do it for boats, but.
you
can we
can
do it for
spill a
hobby?
glass of champagne on the front, but not near where the motor
Don't hit it
is.
with anything.
Don't hit it with it. We're not so certain about the
Joe, have
physical.
you driven it yet?
I have not. I have you driven it?
I have driven it
Oh, you have?
just to make sure it worked.
Okay. How to work? Did it work okay?
There's no power steering, so it's a little.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you just
Gotta have some muscles.
Well, I
I'd
don't
like
wanna
to
drive
see
this anymore.
it,
Just kidding.
just pop in there to,
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right, any further questions or comments? All in favor? Aye, motion carries. We now have two part-time chauffeurs working for the village. 7.5, resolution 26
but we haven't established, salaries or.
dash 139. Didn't we?
Well, that's part of the civil service.
Civil service, yeah.
There's a number in there, it's probably $22 or something like that.
So there is a, hourly, rate.
Yeah, there should be.
Yes, it's part of the civil service, you gotta tell them when you're gonna plan, pay or
Yeah,
advertise.
we could have had that in the resolution. Why don't you confirm with us what the amount is, like, just let us know what it is.
Because it says that this position shall not be formally established.
I think it's 20.
But it will.
Sure.
7.5,
Higher than.
What do we approve first? Oh, okay, got it.
that's right, that's one we
Got
approved.
it.
One chauffeurs.
139, resolution 139, revisiting the standard schedule of fees with regard to special events and group activities. Can I get the motion?
Motion, second.
All right, so this is, we've been talking about this for a while, about the idea of, we need to do more supervision of people when they are using the park, and to help pay for that, we're gonna start charging not substantial, but not modest, not nominal fee for large groups to use to, or go in to have an event in the park. As you can see, what's written there is there's a separation between residents and non-village residents, where the non-residents pay about $50 more for the smaller event and $100 more for the bigger event. And but the security deposit stays the same. The security deposit is not dependent on you being, it's just, we just keep it in case you do any damage, whether you're resident or not resident. Any comments? Let's hear comments and discussion on this. People might have thoughts about it.
No, I think this is something that we discussed, we've been asking for some time. And I think it's a right amount for the residents, for the non-residents. And I think it shows that we are taking care of village property and we are not, let's go this way, giving it away for free. So this is good.
And and really, the way I justify it is I just say, listen, we now need, because we now have a much more heavily used park than we did 6 months ago. And part of that's the Riverwalk area. I'm calling it the Riverwalk now, I've decided. I just like the
So
shoreline.
we're gonna
pathway.
just like steal.
With Riverwalk, they use that everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Not stealing it, it's a generic descripter of a walk that's next to a river.
I feel like we've been talking to the folks across the river. too.
Oh, do they have something there? I
Yeah,
didn't
they
know that.
call it the Terrytown, they call it.
Oh, they call it the Riverwalk?
Yeah, they call it the
No.
Riverwalk.
They call that, I know, I've been to San Antonio, they call it there too. So I would just suggest, so the point is, we need to have people in the park. We need to be able to pay people to be in the park whenever there are events, to be able to make sure that order is maintained, that people follow the rules, they don't go into the stupid cavern, all that stuff. And so I think this justifies that. And I think also people, you know, we've really let people get away with a little bit of murder for a long time on this. Does anybody have suggestions in terms of, would they make any changes to the numbers in any way?
I do have a question.
Yes,
So what happens if they have, like, I mean, you said 41 or more?
Yeah.
What's the more? What's the cap? Is there no cap?
I think the cap is, we can decide whether we allow we don't, this does not mean you get a permit.
No, I get that.
We have to approve them, and then if we approve them, this is the fee.
Isn't there a certain like, or maybe it is just 41 for when they have to come to the board?
It's actually 10, if they have, it's what,
Oh, okay.
what was it they had to come to the board? What was the number that's come to the
I
board?
think it's 11.
Oh, okay.
It's 10.
Shouldn't be, wait a second, you bring up a good point. I thought it was 40 or more people and not 41.
Well, the reason why is because the mayor pointed out to me that the first category is 10 to 40.
Yeah, to go up
And
one.
the next category is.
Yeah, it's gonna-
So you wanna make it,
Change it
you
to
wanna make it to
41.
39,
39,
more?
yeah.
All right, change that, because he might be right, that the way the resolution, the way the legislation is written, that it's 39. So, all right, just hold off on that, because there might be some other changes we want to make, but the idea is that you would make it something to 39, then 40 or more, rather than 41 or more. But originally, when it was written, it said it was, you know, it was 10 to 40 and then 40 and more, and it's like, no, it can't be, they can't be in both categories. My only thought on this is that I sort of feel like I know we have, and this was passed a while ago, and it wasn't passed by this board, although I can't remember if I was on this board when it passed. That we did require permits for groups of certain amount or more. But I sort of look at it and I say, you know, I don't necessarily know if someone's coming with a dozen people. you know, a large family or a couple of families coming for a picnic, whether we should be charging them $75 or $125, whether they live here. It just feels like, first of all, we'll get tough compliance because people will just pretend, oh, we're not a group, we just met up while we were here. And second of all, I feel like 20 is the better number to start charging people. I could see still requiring, the legislation requires people have to get a permit at 10. And if they don't, they're subject to the potential penalties for not having a permit. But in terms of charging people to use the park, I feel like 12 people, 15 people, 17 people using the park does not rise to the level to me of being something that we're gonna make sure that we have somebody down at the park to watch them. That maybe we make it 20 to 39 for that first grouping, and then 40 or more for the second grouping. But I'm only suggesting this is not, it's not a hill I'm gonna die on, as I say. It's just that, as I look at it, I say, you know, I go to the park and I see 10 people in the park, 15 people in the park, and they're not, it doesn't feel like a group to me the way it feels like when you get to 20 or 30 people. 20 or 30 people means it's an event. 15 people's not.
Andy, how many, administratively you could give permits without it coming to the village board?
Right, by law, the clerk can issue a permit for groups that are smaller than 40.
Right.
And 40 or more has to come to the board. In practice, we bring all group permits to you, just because that's the way we've done it. It seemed good. I will say, the mayor's talking about making it 20 to 40 instead of 10 to 40. I personally like that idea because just the paper chase on getting security deposits and checks and things and explaining, you know, takes work. And then for a small group, it's probably unnecessary anyway. So I think it's a practical suggestion to make the permit fee and the security deposit fee apply only to groups of 20 or more.
But they would still need a permit at 10 or more, technically.
The fee.
Yeah,
But the fee would only kick in at 20.
Right. That's what I thought you were suggesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. I'm just clarifying that.
Yeah.
We're not changing the legislation, which makes the permit requirement kick in at 10. We're saying the permit requirement kicks in at 10, fee kicks in at 20, bigger fee kicks in at 40.
Right.
But the security deposit remains.
Now, well, security deposit, I think would stick with the middle category.
Yeah.
It would stick with the 20 to 40.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, 10 people, he doesn't want to
Security
get
deposit,
a check for security
yeah,
deposit from.
that's,
Now, if someone's having a birthday party for kids and there's 15 of them, I just.
yeah, I'm not opposed to that. I mean.
I mean, they're not
people
coming to
at
us
the
for
park
permits.
is not
You don't get a lot of permits for under 20 people anyway. We don't get a lot of those requests. Unless it's like someone who wants to reserve the
like,
wedding or
I
something.
mean, there's enough that it would be easier for me if I didn't have to chase them for a security deposit and a fee.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
fair. I'm
All
not,
right.
Unless though it gets out of hand. I mean, you're saying that it's not that many people, but if we have incidents that there's 15 people groups and it's like a nightmare, then.
Well, we can always revisit
We
it.
can revisit.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as we're open
All
for
right.
that.
So let me, is everybody okay with that suggestion? Because I'll read it out to Linda to make sure it's correct. So the nature of the amendment to the table would be, there would be a new column to the left of non-resident, which would say 10 to 20 people, 10 to 20.
I thought we were just changing the 10 to a 20 so that these fees apply to groups.
Oh, okay, that's fair. We could do that. That's right. We can just do that. 20 to 40, and then, or 20 to 39.
20 to 35.
And then 40 or more, same thing on the residents, 20 to 39, 41 or more. And make sure the language of the resolution, does it say anything about the numbers?
That's the only place the numbers.
Okay, the only place the number appear there. So it would be, if you want to come with 5 people, you need nothing. You want to come with 10 people, you need a permit. You want to come with 20 people, you need a permit, a fee, and a security deposit. You want to come with 25, 30, same, 35, same. Up, now you have 40 people. Now you still need a permit, but now the fee's a little bit higher.
And you need to have the approval by the village board.
And you need technically have the approval of the village board, although in practice we approve all of them anyway. But yes, you would have to also get the approval, which is part of the legislation, doesn't need to be part of this resolution. All right, everybody good with that?
I can live with that. Yeah.
All right, with those can I get I'm gonna move to amend it as suggested. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor of the amendment? That amendment carries unanimously. Now, all in favor of the resolution as amended?
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution carries unanimously. All right, as amended. 7.6, resolution 140. This is a service agreement with Circuit Transit. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
This is the platform for operating Hoppy, and we have been really concerned about how are we gonna, do we have to write some software? Do we have to create an app? Do we have to do anything? Circuit, which is the company that I first discovered that does this, and they run these services, they run the shuttles. And they pitched us originally to do a program with them, but it was too expensive. So we bought the shuttle, but they're nice enough to then come back to us and say, hey, we saw you bought a shuttle. How about you get the software through us? The software, Andy and I got a demo of it, is awesome.
so this is the same group that built the Hoppy?
No, this is the same group that they don't build the Hoppy. The Hoppy is built by a company called Gemcar. This company is what buys Gem cars and puts them into a fleet for other cities that are bigger than ours.
Okay.
Where they might have 6 of these going around the city,
Okay.
and they have a software that tracks them all. So them tracking one shuttle in one location is like child's play,
Mhm.
but the software is really slick.
Yeah.
Like if you get the app and then you go on the app and you say, I want to ride, and it tells you how long before, it's like
Yeah.
Uber. It's like Uber for 9.
Oh, I'm not doubting that. I'm just more like, how come that wasn't like a bundle?
No. It wasn't separate companies.
Yeah.
But I just want to make sure you understand, this is a really good, we are getting a really good deal for an annual, if we had to build an app, I can't, even- it would be 5 times this cost to do it, and it would take us 6 months.
Do we
So-
need, let me just ask a basic question. There's gonna be a basic route for
No, it's not gonna be, initially it's gonna be on demand.
on demand.
On demand.
What the group we used
It's either gonna be on demand or there's gonna be set stops where you have to get to the stop to get picked up. Or we're gonna start it up with on demand.
So somebody that living on Third Avenue could call
Yep, you go on the app, you put it up, if it's available, it'll come get you, if not, it'll say, well, it's gonna take 15 minutes, cause I got this stop, that stop, and that stop, it's the app to tell you that, not the driver. And the driver then has their own interface where they get an alert saying you have to pick up here, and the software will automatically route that driver about where they wanna go.
I know this is kind of different from what we originally discussed, that would be a route going to the marina, up Main Street.
There are times when we may do that, there are times when we may do that.
And
We decided, the advice we got was to go with an on-demand shuttle, at least at first, to see what happened. Otherwise, we're gonna be driving the shuttle around without anybody joining it, just around loops, empty loops. So this way, we'll see. If it gets overwhelmed by individual calls, then
Well, you might, yeah.
we'll have to revisit it. But if not, it's a really nice thing for someone to say, I wanna get a ride to the bus station.
My mom is absolutely gonna use it, so
yeah,
I'll show her how to use
very
it.
hesitant about that because it'll be out of control. What if somebody's living in, I don't know, Upper Nyack?
No, only goes to nine.
Only be the village.
Only pickups and drop-offs at nine.
Only the village.
Yeah.
I think it's actually
There's definitely a way
smarter
we
way
can-
of resources rather than keep looping, because the person just driving the street drives.
I'm willing to try,
Yeah, try, because
we'll try it. I'm not saying completely no, but it.
Well, it's gonna be all trial by error at first. We're gonna see what works and what doesn't work, and we can evolve it from there. But they did say that they really recommended do it on demand. That's what they do in other places with it. Do it on demand. You'd be surprised at how it ends up flowing very well. You get multiple pickups, like, someone will wanna get picked up at Third, and they'll wanna go to Fresh Market, and somebody on First will want the same ride, so they'll pick up the person on First on the way and drop them both off, that kind of thing.
Are we gonna have like little signs that say like a Hoppy stop or something?
Only if we have regulated stops. If it's all on demand, we don't need
Then we
it.
don't need it? Oh,
No.
It's kind of cool.
yeah.
So we'll see what it's like, basically having someone have a buddy come pick you up and take you around.
With some other buddies.
Yeah, it's
With
called
some other
Hoppy.
buddies, picking up, hop over me.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
What happened, I'm just thinking about my senior population, right, that don't use technology the way we would like them to use technology.
yeah.
Is there a different way for them to get the service? Yeah, because the only reason why I just remember this incident like many moons ago, where St. Anne's used to give the food, the pantry. And you just see all these older people trying to carry bags to the senior center, and so none of them are gonna use an app.
If there are special things going on where, hey, they're doing I don't know, like that, like
Mhm.
they're doing a food pickup, or, you know, the backpacks, when they do the school supplies. We'll probably dedicate and then we'll dedicate the shuttle to just take people to and from that location. And when anybody tries to call, they'll say the Hoppy is out of service today. Is doing a special event or something like that, there'll be a
It's
Hoppy.
just, it would be like such a nice convenient.
But I will say, there's no other way to do this other than through the app, like, there's no other way to call it. If maybe, there might be some workaround we figure out on a case by case basis if somebody just is not capable of operating the app, but it's a really straightforward app, like, it's a really simple app.
Yeah, I also think it's worth mentioning that, like, when we try this out, if we see that we do need more designated stops, or no, everyone's just using the app, then we can like reevaluate. I don't fully count out all the seniors, because my grandparents are in their nineties and they know how to FaceTime, so I'm pretty proud of that as a flex.
All right.
And they're just giving the option for people that don't.
Yeah,
we have-
no, I agree,
again, I will say this, I'm gonna say this, whenever something like this comes up, I'm gonna say, we're gonna see how it goes.
How it works.
We're gonna see how it goes. We have certain hours that we're starting out with. We may expand, we may contract, we may have certain things that we put in place. It's tough to say. We won't know, but we'll get, also, they give us tremendous amounts of data. Every stop,
Yeah.
the duration of trip, all that stuff is tracked. So you can say, where are the big pickup spots and where are the big drop off spots and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, it's a learning experience.
It's good. We're gonna do it play by ear as we go through.
If that's the case, I'll go.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. They're really good software. 7.7, resolution 141 for an urban community forest grant for tree inventory in Nyack and Orangetown. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
So Andy, just real quick.
Very straightforward. This is our marvelous sustainability coordinator, Marcy Denker's initiative. It involves an inventory of existing trees and their health and planning for their management over the future. It's shared with the town of Orangetown, Parks and Highway Departments. And it would be, it would sort of set us up for more grants for tree care and planting and things like that.
these are the trees on public byways.
They're mostly, shade trees, and they're not doing inventory of Plaza Mountain Forest, something like that. It's like,
I was
it's
thinking
trees that are sort of, the
neighbors.
kind of tree you think about as being like a park tree, like.
Yeah,
Like
Is there a
one next
village,
to a bench, not the forest.
no, I'm more thinking about like trees on people's property.
Yeah.
is there a village share for this?
I believe it's, it doesn't look like there's actually a matching. I think it's just a straight up 100% reimbursable. Because I would have had that in the resolution. I can ask Marcy. But typically, I would know that for certain.
All right, any other comments? Thank you, Marcy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 7.8, resolution 142, to accept a grant for a zoning study of the commercial corridor and approve a service agreement with BFJ Planning to conduct the study. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
So we've got a grant to do a zoning study of the commercial corridor up the hill where all the Dunkin' Donuts and all that stuff is. And the study is to examine the possibility and feasibility of converting that zone to a multifamily residential zone, which will allow for ground floor retail and housing as well. This is the first step toward doing that. It's the first step of what will be a long path if we decide to go down that way. But this is basically to accept the grant, which I assume we want to do, and then to hire BFJ Planning to operate, to conduct the study for us. Any questions?
New York Forward money?
No.
Oh.
It's a separate grant, but we actually had it in the New York Forward grant.
Oh,
It wasn't funded.
Okay.
It wasn't funded.
Yeah,
And we decided we would take it out and apply separately for a different funding source.
Yeah.
what grant was it? Where'd the grant come from?
It's
Housing Trust Fund?
it comes through HCR.
Okay,
I have to pull up the actual contract to remember the exact agency. That is gonna be our contract agency.
it says New York State Housing Trust Fund Corporation.
Okay, is that one?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that.
okay,
I think it might be within HCR's sort of
Probably.
administrative preview.
okay.
And yeah, it's very exciting to win the grant. We're working on formalizing it with them. Part of that is this board agreeing to accept it? And so work has paperwork for the grant contract and then turning around and hiring BFJ. Getting them started with the data acquisition. Those for planning tasks related to analyzing the commercial core
How long?
for
Sorry.
for sort of future mixed use development, consolidation of parcels, nicer streetscape, housing, things like that.
There is a, Clarkstown has a carve out on Waldron.
Toto Court,
What's that?
Toto Court.
What about a Motel 6?
Yeah, that little section of Clarkstown
Yeah.
is kind of like a neighborhood, which is directly adjacent to the villages
Yeah.
line.
Right.
And one of the aspirations here, since the town of Clarkstown is also looking at its zoning for their side of the line, is that there will be some coordination between our planners and their planners
Yeah,
to try to find ways of having complementarity.
that's good. That's perfect, because that'll allow us not to have a geographical area, which is a no man's land.
And our hope is that you could have some kind of master plan, really for the section on the south side of Route 59, kind of between Chase Bank coming down the Thruway. With some new investments.
All right, anything else?
How long is this, the study, how long do they anticipate this one?
I would be surprised if you had sort of zoning amendment language to vote on before the end of this year. I think it will extend
Before the end of,
this year. I think it'll extend to 27.
So that's 6 months, not that.
Yeah, it's not,
That's real, that's what you're gonna tell us next year. Anything else? All right, with no other questions, all in favor? Aye, motion carries unanimously. 7.9, resolution 143, to fund the Bird Street flood mitigation project. Can I get a motion?
second.
All right, this is, this one and the next one have to do with stormwater runoff that, as the stormwater goes down the hill, and this is for basically the Bird Street. The other one is the Gedney Street, that they, that there are some issues regarding the underground pipes, that stormwater pipes that take the water out. They need to be repaired. We're trying to get a grant to repair both of them. Basically, yes, that's as much of a description as we need to understand the
Yes.
basic issue. So we're getting a grant. If we can get the grant, this, as you can see, some of it will be, there'll be some matching funds. And one of these, and this will be good because we've got issues with the buildings of who owns the thing, who's responsible for it. This will resolve all that if we can get these grants.
So if we get these grants and we do the work, does this mean that we have from now until perpetuity assume responsibility for these?
That's a great question. In the Gedney project, the village would take an easement for a new standard stormwater pipe across their property.
Okay.
In the case of the Bird Street, we'd be abandoning the pipe that goes up on private property in favor of a redirection into the marina, all on public property.
Okay.
So that one would not require an easement from Claremont.
But technically, we would take on the responsibility of now maintaining those pipes, which is what they say we should be doing, and we think that if we went to, it's a very difficult issue for us to try to resolve. If we had to go to court on
Okay.
So.
So,
The special meeting, is this part of that? What we're talking
it. I
about?
can't remember if we had, did we have
There
a,
was no other meeting about this topic.
We had the,
Yeah, we did.
yeah,
we
for
had
the
the meeting on the
7th.
7th.
What was that about? Wasn't that with pipes and?
Wasn't that about?
Getting.
oh, that was this,
Yes, that was something, yeah. So in the
That's exactly
Gedney
what it
case,
It was
the
accepted.
grant.
that's the Gedney case.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
the grant was.
Is a condition.
Part of an agreement with the Gedney ownership, 103 Gedney, to try to solve this problem.
So the settlement was accepted and the case is dismissed.
Not dismissed, the
But it's
case is stayed.
The state.
Right.
Okay. Got it.
Well, because the settlement isn't effective yet until we get the money.
If we get the
And-
money and build the pipe, there'll be no reason for further legal.
And so we're agreeing to the easement for Getney, and we're abandoning the one on Bird Street. in
We're
favor-
abandoning existing one, but we're gonna build a new
Yeah.
one and we're gonna own it.
Okay,
And it's gonna be on our property.
Okay. all right,
Which the people at Claremont will be very happy about, and the people at Gedney will be happy about if we can get these things resolved.
I will say,
fun.
completing these applications has been a mad scramble over the last couple of weeks, and our wonderful grant writer Sylvia Welch has just been absolutely stupendous and persevering in the face of pretty extraordinary kind of application bureaucracies and technicalities.
Okay, any further questions about resolution 143?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 710, resolution 144. Same basic idea, but this is for the 103 Gedney Flood Mitigation Project. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
Any comments or questions? We talked about this one, as we said. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. Now we are rolling. Resolution 145, action item 711, application from Center for Safety and Change for the Eastern Memorial Park on August 26th. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
second.
Any comments or questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Just looking at
The time,
August,
Placement.
that's the midweek, okay.
It's a weeknight. I think
No, August 26th,
it's a Wednesday.
August 26th is Wednesday.
Yes.
And then the 30th, Sundays.
And the rain date is the 30th, which is a Sunday.
So it's midweek,
So it looks like
Yes.
okay?
Dance for Change community event. Any other comments or questions?
I mean, it's not exclusive use, right?
No,
Okay,
I don't think it's done. We're not charging for
As
it.
the board discussed this event last meeting, it has to be a written resolution for it. That's why it's on the agenda.
oh.
All right, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 712, resolution 146, a permit application for Best Buddies International for use of Memorial Park on October 3rd. Can I get it on the table?
Second,
Andy, what do we got here? 30 seconds?
This, as discussed before, this is a bike ride that goes from New York City up to Bear Mountain. That would like to be able to stop and sort of take a rest on the upper lawn area or use the bathrooms, et cetera. There's it's kind of like the Grand Fondo, only smaller.
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
funny,
yeah.
I thought it was like a dog.
They're not, they have tents, they're not having music or food trucks, it's just.
They're gonna be
bicyclists who want to
gathering.
be able to stop and take a water break.
Okay. Any comments or questions?
It's
All in
also,
favor?
it's a charitable event that has to do with, I believe it has to do with disabled people in some way.
Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 26-147, 7.13 action item. This is to call up, to schedule a public hearing to consider amending park and recreation regarding motor vehicles in the park. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
So this is for a public hearing, and this would be, I mean, the resolution says August 27th at 7:30. It would take place here in Village Hall. For the purpose of reviewing and discussing the legislation that's, I believe there's a copy of it in the packet. Any comments or questions? This is just to schedule a public hearing. We don't need to discuss the merits.
nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is accepted and the public hearing is thereby set. Resolution 26-148, amending the bond resolution adopted August 25th, 2022, and amended subsequently relating to the construction improvements to the village water system. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
All right, discussion. Andy, you want to give us a flavor? I know then Tom's here if he
I
wants
mean,
to.
actually, at our last meeting at the senior center, I think Tom was there, and did a nice job of giving you a summary of what this project is, but he's here and he can certainly speak to it. It's essentially adding a additional water treatment process. It's a new extension on the treatment plant building, which would remove the forever chemicals, the PFAS and PFAS, and meet the regulatory compliance thresholds that the state and feds have set for our water quality. And that's supposed to.
It keeps on going up.
I believe the requirements are getting more stringent over time, but Tom would definitely be the guy to talk with about that.
Because the last time we discussed it,
Oh, you mean the overall cost of the project?
overall cost of the project, yeah.
Yeah, no, the last time we discussed it, this was how much it was.
This was the amount.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why the bond resolutions have changed because the price has gone up over time. The last time we spoke about this, the village board approved a contract for $1.5 million to the contractor, which is going to build it. And then having done that, we need to go back and look at the bond resolutions from previous years. This project's been under development probably for 5 years. And adjust those so that the water department will have enough money to actually build it.
Okay.
So what's the amount, 13 million? 160. Section 2.
Page 7 at the bottom.
Right, the total is in section 2.
Yes, 13,160.
That includes all the construction costs, engineering, inspection. Things like that.
Okay. Anything else? All right,
I'll say this resolution is written by Hawkins Delafield, which is our bond counsel, who we work with on these matters, along with our financial advisor, Noah Nadelson.
okay,
So we looked to them. I didn't write this. I wouldn't have the expertise to do that.
Okay, maturity is 5 years.
No, it'll be much longer than that. It's over 5 years.
Do you know the
Typically, the
typical?
bonds are
Yeah.
more like 15 or 20 years, but I don't know the details of how they'll sell the debt. I sort of get more information about that for you. And once it's sold, we can tell you what rate we got and so on and so forth.
How long are bonds usually,
It depends on how long the lifespan of the thing you're bonding for is.
okay,
So with vehicles, it might be, a 10-year bond, like a garbage truck or something, which typically lasts 15 years. With this kind of thing, it's gonna be longer. I don't know, honestly, how to answer your question precisely, Joe, because,
I think they discover that when they go to the market. Right, they put out for the money and then they.
okay, so it says here, there's a limit, it can't be more than 40. I think it has to be more than 5 and less than 40. So there's a lot of legal jargon on here, but it's somewhere between 5 and 40.
and so probably, and it's gonna be paid for by water rates?
Right, everything the water department does is paid for by the ratepayers. In the per gallon fee that they charge us to drink the water.
Is there an estimate about what the water per gallon will go up to because of this?
I don't have that number. The Board of Water Commissioners sets rates periodically throughout the year.
Right.
They will increase them as needed to keep track with debt service and other costs of running the operation.
Right.
And there have been increases in recent years, and we have Kyle working closely with Latoya and the chair and with Tom himself to sort of track those costs and make sure that the Board of Water Commissioners is budgeting accurately for what their needs are.
I mean, it's something that we should be mindful of. Water rates, I mean, obviously, these are things that we need to do, or the water department needs to do. This is a regulatory issue, correct? The PFAS?
And you have to comply with the law, it's a
Right.
requirement to have this treatment process, yes.
I mean, I'm just hoping that the water department will communicate all of that to its users. That rates are not going up willy-nilly, but there's a reason for it.
There is the rate case process for that, which requires public notice.
Right. But, it's good, it's good that people know why the rates will be going up.
Yeah, that's the case process. That's what a rate
Water
case
department
is.
always sends out notices about its rate changes.
All right, I'm not saying they're not doing it, I'm just reiterating that.
Yes, it's helpful for everybody to understand what the costs are for running water treatment and overall, I think it's fair to say that the ratepayers of the Nyack water system pay less per gallon than they would if they were in the Veolia covered area. But it's also true, I've learned a lot from Tom over the last couple of years. there's a lot that needed doing at the water treatment plant. Money that needed to be spent on repairs to water mains, which have been taking place over the last few years. Valves, pumps in the treatment plant, and a whole lot of other kinds of improvements in order to make sure our water system is, achieving its optimal performance.
Okay. Alright, any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. And 7.15, resolution 149, appointing trustee Pascal Jean Gilles as a marriage officer pursuant to New York domestic relations law. May I get this, can I get a motion for this and you should
Motion.
recuse yourself?
Second.
No. Would somebody else please second it? We can't, it's self-interest.
I mean,
We
Natalie.
can't, there might be financial interest in you having these lucrative
There
marriage
is
opportunities.
not, it says it in the resolution.
Yeah, well, you never know what you're working on.
No.
Congratulations, you have a particular wedding you're supposed to do this for, right?
Potentially,
Potentially.
I'm not, I don't know
Wait.
all.
I won't be the first?
Stop
Just
it.
kidding.
Yeah, actually you won't because I've already married someone, but anyway. Yeah, so potentially, so I wanted to just make sure that I don't get in trouble for not properly marrying somebody.
All right, I will just remind you, you are only empowered to marry someone within the village confines.
So I can't go to Upper Nyack?
Nope.
Isn't it
No,
part of
I don't
the
think that's true, actually.
Oh,
No,
My chat GPT said.
My chat GPT.
I'm telling you, I had to get special, I had to go do a marriage in Piermont, I had to go to town hall to get a special 1-day permit to
in
do it.
fairness, I don't think I wanna marry someone outside of the village of Nyack, so
Alright.
we are covered.
Well,
But thank you. Also,
you'll
do I
do a
need to
wonderful
abstain
job.
from this?
What's that?
Do I need to abstain from this vote?
You should probably abstain just for purposes of not, I mean, it's not really, I mean, I'm joking.
Yeah.
about the fact that There's a self-interest
I
here.
wasn't sure.
You're doing me a favor
Need to get
by being available.
license.
I have to get some kind of
And
license?
I think,
No,
No.
she doesn't do anything,
really,
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tell ChatGPT that I don't have any idea.
I mean, listen, if I gotta go to like minister.com, I'll
No.
get myself.
She is, as of best past resolution, she is authorized by the village of Nyack to perform marriage ceremonies within the village of Nyack. You should probably familiarize yourself with the forms and stuff.
Yeah, Linda, we'll talk.
Yeah, because there is
people
a,
getting married
Joke
need
about
to
it.
file.
they need to get a permit to get
Yes.
married.
They need to get some-
And they don't need to get it here. In
Right,
fact, I don't think
We
we
don't
don't
offer
have
it.
to do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
they do it in the town, but they can do it in any town.
right.
And they come here and then we fill it out and you get it witnessed and do the whole bit.
Andy, don't make this more complicated. I'm very excited. Come on.
It's very exciting. The first marriage is very exciting and the ones subsequent to that are complete. All right, all in favor?
Hi.
All abstaining.
Oh, me, I am abstaining, sorry.
Vote is 4-0
Not
with
paying
one abstention.
attention.
7.17, resolution 151, to award a contract for the replacement of the roof of the Nyack Senior Center. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
I skipped, we did that.
Is that what-
yeah, we did it already.
We did 7.16.
Yes.
So.
For once I did it right.
Look at that.
I like that. Everyone says, even a blind pig finds a truffle. All right, did I get a motion in a second?
Over there. Yes.
I get a motion in a second. All right, can we get any, Andy, we're just getting a new bid,
We got a
we
grant.
got a bid already, we got the
And
9
we're
bids.
spending it on the senior center,
Yep,
Oh,
and the board previously approved that. And this, we put out a competitive bid for the roof. And for the HVAC system and for some interior renovations, and so the next 3 resolutions are, one's for the
okay.
roof, one's for HVAC, and one's for interior renovations.
so this is for any questions or comments about the roof?
No.
All in favor?
hi.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. 7.18, resolution 152 for the replacement of the HVAC system. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second,
Any comments or questions?
no.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. 7.19, resolution 153 to award a contract for the interior renovations at the Nyack Senior Center. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I should ask a comment or
Alright,
questions,
this new?
but assume I didn't
The
have any.
interior stuff?
It is not new, it's all been part of the project since the beginning.
We did 720, so we are done with our action item resolutions.
Nope, we're in department.
We're up to departmental reports.
Yes.
We did have a discussion with the OPD this past week. Oh, Andy didn't make it. That's right. You, some sort of, you were conflicted.
Something
You were doing it on the roof.
On the roof.
The OPD, we met with them. We reminded them of the issues involving the park, and we advised them that they are free to use discretion to determine whether somebody who is in the park without a permit should be subject to the fine and the citation. The way they're, when they stop somebody for going through a stop sign, they have a certain amount of discretion. And I told them we were encouraging them to, get the word out that they will get cited if they are in violation. Otherwise, we did get some updates on some ongoing actions that we got very little information, and we're not supposed to really talk about ongoing investigations. But as always, if you have things that you'd like me to bring to them, just let me know, questions, and if you want to sit in on one of those calls, we can always arrange that as well. In a one-on-one, two
That's
people at a
nice for
time.
you to offer that.
No, I think it's always been the case, but we just never really said it out loud. They're not particularly long calls, they're all conference calls. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the village clerk's report.
Nothing.
Oh, good, I get to cross that off. Let's go back to the village administrator, yeah.
Why don't we talk about the Argentine police, just the safety patrol, are they out?
Yes, they're still working, they're still under contract with the village.
Okay, because to be honest, I haven't seen them around. I don't know where they're hanging out. But I walk the village almost every day in the evenings and I just don't see it.
Let's make sure we get any hours and we're getting it clocked in.
I'll remind them.
But
But
who
there's no
supervises
doubt that
them?
they're doing a patrol. If
There's
there's,
this young guy with the
he came and spoke with the board at the senior center meeting a month or so ago.
Right,
He introduced himself.
right.
So you know what he looks like. So if you haven't seen him around, that's a little surprising. Because I know you're out a lot.
And actually, people have asked me also, have you seen them? And I just haven't seen them. So I
Okay.
just want to bring that
I
up.
appreciate that. I'll check with his supervisor and just. Assure.
Pay for a certain number of hours, so we gotta make sure we get.
Yeah,
those hours.
absolutely. And they're, believe me, they're invoicing us, so I see the invoices come through, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, administrator's report. Thank you for the brief report, Linda. Thank you for keeping it concise.
Maybe we'll do the same.
Okay. Couple things.
Point.
One, I want to let you know that every Wednesday, the DPW takes our food waste haul to Hilburn's composting facility. This past Wednesday was the biggest haul ever. Was 0.98 tons, almost a whole ton.
Wow.
The average in 2025 was about a quarter ton. The average in 2026 has been about 0.64 tons. This past Wednesday, it was the biggest haul ever, so people are clearly picking up on this program.
Or they're just eating less and throwing out
When
more.
they're throwing out a lot of.
They're all on
food, throwing
exemplar, so
great-
they-
great
they-
bags,
they place
throwing it. But it's a pretty impressive effort. We don't yet have details on the county's desire to, there's some details to sort of go to a curbside program. I know I've spoken with you about this before. But I don't have an update on that right now. They're still kind of figuring out their plans and to do a survey or something like that. But congratulations to everybody who's using the food waste drop off. It's going great and people are very active on that. I want to let you know that the High Avenue storm water pipe is finished. The road is paved and painted from the top of the hill by Midland down to Franklin and then south to Main Street. It looks beautiful, very happy that's out of the way.
There was a baptism of fire over the past couple of days.
Yeah, sure got a lot of water, Speaking of which, we've been chasing a variety of leaks in Village Hall, not in this room, thankfully. Because we have a new roof over it, but there's a problem with the gutter system, which seems to be spilling water. In ways not anticipated by the roof renovation project, and so we're getting some analysis done on how we can improve the handling of the water off the roof and into the various sort of outfalls that he goes to. So that's been something that has affected the clerk's office, where we have some dampness in the carpets, the building department with some water coming through, and down in the basement as well. So working on that. This is an old building, And it's showing its age. Just on the question of facilities, I want to turn your attention to the absolutely massive table right behind you, which has been sitting there for I don't know how many generations, and it's sort of taking up space and not getting used. I would ask you if anybody's particularly attached to it, if we could get rid of it and sort of declutter this room a little bit. I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace or something. If somebody wants an absolutely massive table, they're welcome to it. But I think we should get rid of it.
I'm fine with that. Just like the Knife Center of the library want it.
No, they won't.
Nobody's gonna want it.
It's too big for,
It's too big for a library.
well, they
they
can't move it. Once it's there, it's fixated. It's
Ah.
fixed. You can't move it.
Well, what, I'm fine with
Don't
the,
ask me to move that, I'm not gonna be.
also don't ask me to move that because I'm not doing.
Does it come apart or is it one?
Yeah, we can take the legs off, we can saw it in half, you know.
Slot next.
When it comes to it, we can get rid of things.
Alright,
Getting this thing out the window would be impossible, so.
okay.
I wouldn't.
Alright, what's next?
So if nobody objects to that, I will look for ways of getting rid of it, which are as sensitive as possible too. I'm sure it has sentimental value to somebody. But if not, it's just gonna disappear.
Could I put a bid in? I mean, if we're getting rid of that, maybe this table, does anybody clean up here?
Oh, yeah, it's a little dusty up here.
Very well, we'll do some
There's no Elizabeth table.
No, it's fine. Well, it's ridiculous, but it's not clean. It hasn't been clean in forever, but.
I appreciate that. We'll do a better job cleaning the table too.
I'm just saying Paramount's Village Hall is spotless.
Oh, stop. Don't move to Paramount. You're a little young for a retirement community, but
So thanks for licensing me to trash that. The Safe Routes to Schools sidewalk project has begun on Upper Depew.
oh, really?
You will see it coming down Depew Avenue,
don't see
coming
it?
down Main Street.
I've done that way.
I put it together as part of that.
And other places over the next several months. It's a very, very good contractor. We have a lot of confidence in them and the engineers, and we're hoping that.
Is it the same one who's done most of the streets or?
This
Was it
is
one of the
Paladino.
last- Yeah.
who did a lot of the concrete work.
Last year.
Yeah.
Worked on it, it was.
What's the contractor that has all the equipment by the garden?
No, it's all.
That's the O and R gas line project, which is also. I'm not sure exactly what it stands. I thought it was done coming down to Pew. So they're probably moving their equipment elsewhere because they have a big project on South Highland. Going at 9W kind of over towards Nyack College, but just outside the village boundary. So we're trying to get them to move their equipment out of the village. Just to free up our streets, but they've been a little bit slow on that. We love O and R, but they've
It's been there for a while. I'm taking
I
up
guess it's on
spots.
Dickinson too, which is.
We pay how utility gets.
The Bird Street is getting paved tomorrow.
Yay.
We're excited about that. It's one of the most dilapidated streets in the village. We had a little extra money, so we're getting.
Between Broadway to Cedar?
From Broadway to Piermont.
Piermont, oh,
There's that section, that's great. Just a few blocks, but.
The park is thrilled.
There's a basketball tournament in the park this weekend, which happens every year, Saturday and Sunday, so.
Still
go check out
announce it
the-
on here?
By DePaul.
Got the competitive, right, DePaul Harris project. And so that should be great for spectating or playing, if that's what you do.
I'm expecting.
We are together in our concern for our wonderful registrar of vital statistics, Trish, who had a car accident and is in recovery in the hospital. We're passing a card around, collecting donations and stuff for flowers and whatnot. And I appreciate the clerk's office has been leading that effort.
where can we sell the cars?
We'll circulate,
You circulate.
Yeah. So we're just thinking about her and hoping that she's gonna recover quickly because we miss her. I wanted to mention that I have a late breaking application for a event in the park, which I explained to them that we don't have a meeting for a while. And he said he'd just like to know whether he thinks he might get the permit next meeting or not, so he can kind of do some prep work. The date requested is August 30th for the upper lawn. It is a bunch of former high school classmates who like to get together and have like sack races and a picnic and a tug of war and things like that. That would feel- Sounds like fun. The gentleman's name is Roman Aniel Lewis. He lives up on Gale Drive. And he would like to know if he could get a park permit for about 40 people to play.
What high school?
I don't know what high school he went to, but he mentioned it being high school friends getting together.
Oh, we want to know about this.
Yes. I wanna know.
Nyack High School.
Yeah.
He lives in Nyack.
Nyack High School, they can go talk to
Wherever they.
the market.
Yeah, what year reunion is this?
He lives in Nyack,
He lives in that.
Well,
so he's a Nyack.
They live in that then?
Only Nyack High School.
If you would like to talk with him about it, I can invite.
All right, why don't you send us the, we'll send us the email with the information, find out what high school. And then we can approve
Is
it.
it right?
We can approve it, we give you the.
You wanna know which high school?
And the year.
In the year. Cause it might be right.
Like, did you speak to him in the email?
Just very briefly with the application.
Did you say he's maybe in his 30s?
I can say he's.
Yeah.
She was that first.
I saw that too.
Probably about 40 years old.
So 20.
So he was-
Okay,
And why were you invited?
Just guessing there.
I hope that he's got that aspirin ready to dispense, let me tell you.
Said Bengay what?
So we talked about dates, we came up with a date, which where there's no conflicts. And I'd like to go tell him whether, so I'll send it around, if anybody has an objection, let me know.
I mean, I can tell you right now, I don't, I'm just curious about I just wanna know what class and what high school. But I don't have,
It's like.
I don't have an
Not gonna
objection.
name a school, I was gonna name a school.
That's a good idea. No,
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
what's the school?
Running countywide.
Yeah.
You're clean.
Yeah, I'm right. I was gonna say, remember,
Can't be
this
dissing.
is the village of, village of Nyack.
All right,
I'm gonna tell
anything
him
else?
highly likely to be approved on the 27th.
Yeah.
That's where he met on the 30th. 3 days later.
Well, let's try to approve before that, let's try to get an email around and just give it,
Yeah.
a generic approval.
But like, it's a general yes.
Okay.
It sounds like.
He can count on it. Okay. Great, and there's no, he's somewhat, he's not sure about the amplified music, but he definitely wants to have it be. In sack races.
All right, find out all the information and send it to me.
But I think. I
Yeah,
got
we
it.
might need to
Well, I
give
can
Tim some
clarify the
Bengay.
If you tell me one more thing about this picnic, I swear to God, I'm gonna take that mic away from you. I don't wanna know anything more about it, I wanna get an email which contains all the information that you
Everything
speak
about
about.
the guy, Joe.
Anything you wanna convey to me now, convey to me in the email. Anything else from the village administrator?
That's it.
All right, before we get to old business, we'll just skip ahead to public comment because Tom's been waiting for quite patiently for a while. So I'll let him make his public comment and as someone should come up, grab the mic. No, we're gonna. The executive session that we're doing, can we don't have Dennis here to explain this about whether.
Yeah, what was this?
Could you want
Village
those
board can go into executive session on matters related to personnel performance.
Yeah.
A contract or litigation. Those are generally the categories.
All right, so you want to convey what you want to convey to us in an executive session, not publicly. Okay, that's fine. We'll wait till the end, we'll do. So let's just go to our meeting. 9.1, the meeting calendar. Make sure you have those dates in your calendars. They're all at 7 p.m.
Just wanna be clear, 12/7 is a Monday.
12/7 is a Monday. It's got to be the first
Right.
Monday of the month for the plan.
Oh, yeah, for the.
That meeting has to be on the first Monday of the month.
I do remember that part, I just wanna be sure.
All right?
And these are the
Everybody-
rest of the meetings for the rest of
The
the
rest
year.
of it is the rest of the year.
Right.
We have a meeting a month from now, then mid.
Reminder.
We have only one
Oh,
meeting
okay.
for July, August, and September, which is unusual. Then we have two in October, one in November, one in December.
Well, wasn't it because of the holidays?
Holiday.
We moved one for the, we moved a couple of them for different reasons. All right, 9.2, Andy explained we're doing an RFP for rooftop solar on the DPW Village Hall, Head Start. What's the deal?
It's just letting you know that we're proceeding with that.
Okay. New business, all right, for 10.1, we approved that,
I'm sorry, just excuse me, just so September, we only had one meeting.
we've only one meeting in September 17th. So we moved the one from the 11th to the 7th, or the 10th to the 17th. And then we moved we just said, let's not do one on the 17th and move the 24th, so we canceled the one on the
I just
24th.
wanted to clarify that.
If we have to do an emergency meeting, we can always have one like we did last month. So the route corridor zoning, the Route 59 commercial corridor zoning study. once we start the study, we should issue a moratorium on new projects, new construction, because we don't want somebody to put money into building something which might then be contrary to the intentions of the new zoning. So we're having the village planner work on providing us with language to set up a moratorium. Is that basically right?
I think that we should have this board see Bob's kind of backgrounder on moratoria
Okay,
and then decide whether you want to pursue that or not. So that maybe I can schedule that for next meeting. You didn't get it done for this one, so.
okay,
It's fine.
all right, so we'll
I'm assuming the moratorium is just for that area.
just for the zoning,
Just for
just
the-
for the,
okay.
yeah, for the commercial zone. I mean, the idea is really to do it, to help these people out so that they don't put in for a project and it's like, oh, then we gotta switch shift the zoning, they spend $1 million on a building that doesn't conform anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just wanna make sure that I'm not
Yeah.
like going crazy and it's a larger thing.
The expectation is that most of the property up there is worth more if it's zoned the way we wanna zone it than it is right now.
Oh, you know, I'm not.
So
I'm not
they'll be,
concerned about it.
this will be accepted by the
Yeah.
property owners with.
I just wanted to clarify.
They'll be happy rather than upset. All right, 10.2, schedule for the 9/11 ceremony in the park. I have proposed on 9/11, the evening of 9/11 is the beginning of Rosh Hashanah. So we don't want to do it the evening of it. There has been some discussion. I would like to do it the night before. I like to do it on the eve. We would do it a little bit later in the evening to lead right into the dark, and I think we've acquired, have we acquired yet? We've acquired the searchlights to do the
Oh, I don't
tribute to life.
searchlights.
No,
I'm not
I-
sure what,
Yeah, Emery and I have been working on that.
Okay.
I just want to know well, maybe we haven't yet, but we'd like to, if possible, do the.
right, yeah, you're right.
Tribute
I
light.
think there was some question whether you wanted to contract for that service or buy them and just have them for other events.
I'd rather buy them because.
I'm not sure what the numbers were.
We haven't agreed. I'm just letting you know, that's sort of the plan, to do it at night. And then at the end of the ceremony, shine the light up into the
The
sky.
families are cool with the time
Yeah,
change.
no one has a problem. The problem is that if we do it, we can't do it the night of Rosh Hashanah, so we'd have to do it during the day. And there's a million events during the day on 9/11.
I mean, I'm fine with it as long as it's family.
We reached out to the families to let them know we'd like to do it that night. No one got back to us with any negative comment. In fact, we might actually, I mean, normally we can't get, normally we have a problem, getting Wells Crowther's mom, because she's so in demand at
Yeah,
that time. So the evening
Got it.
before is actually gonna be easier for her. And I kind of like, and then which brings us to the next item. This isn't, we can discuss that offline as well. The fireworks for next year, July 4th falls on a Sunday. What's the holiday?
Monday.
Is it definitely Monday?
It would always be that Monday.
Yeah, if it falls on a Sunday.
falls on a Sunday, it's a Monday.
Observed is on a Monday.
Yeah. It's kind of why I would.
Just gonna double check so we know. What I just do.
Why are you like this?
Yeah, the 5th, yeah.
Alright, so
Monday, July 5th is,
do you
yeah, so.
decide what time you're having the 9/11 ceremony? On a Thursday?
We haven't said yet. We're it's not by there's no resolution on this. This is just informational purposes. All right, so we can do the fireworks on Saturday, we can do them on Sunday. I liked doing it on the eve of July 4th. You know, Friday will be a Friday night, then Saturday's the day off, then Sunday's the day you do all your the cookouts and all that kind of stuff. And then that night, there's fireworks, and then Monday's the day off to recover, which is really, we should celebrate Independence Day every year on a Sunday. It's the best, get Monday off and just, but obviously in about 2 years, the 4th of July is gonna be on a Wednesday and it's gonna be, ugh.
Great, what do you mean? It's like a 5-day weekend.
It's not a 5-day weekend, it's a 1-day holiday with no,
You know, you
in the middle of the week. It's a 2-day week and then another 2-day week. I'm calling, you're in the middle of you're gonna have a congressman who's got a big, heavy schedule. All right, what do people think? I would do it on the 3rd, but I'm not gonna be wedded to one way or the other. Have we priced it out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a price difference?
I didn't do price comparisons. They offered the 3rd at the same price that we had this past year.
Don't do a price.
I don't know if they would have the same price for the 4th or
Well,
not.
why don't you find out what the price
Yeah,
of the
can we
4th
find
is? And
I feel like that'll make the ultimate decision.
I think generally, I mean, if it's gonna be more than 20% more, I would say just do it on the third, about
It's already pretty darn pricey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what, 35 grand?
Yeah, 30.
We'll just
Plus,
cross our
they'll do
Ts.
it cost of, they'll do an inflation. 2.5%, so it'll be a little,
Okay, but it was about 35 grand. wasn't it?
yeah, it was 34.
Yeah, I mean, if they increase it even by 10%, that's gonna be. What would that be? We could do a 20% increase if they want to increase it by 20% for the.
I would like to see the.
Yeah, I wanna see the
fireworks,
cost analysis.
Especially since Monday, the 5th is a holiday. You know, July 4th, people are, you know.
I don't,
I still think
I have, my only feeling is I like to save money on it and I kind of like doing it not on the fourth, because I just like doing things before the holiday rather than on the holiday, because you have a cleaner field.
What do you call a 4th of July Scrooge?
I like Fourth of July, but I also, well, Scrooge, what's the most important night of the Scrooge story?
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, exactly.
But we still celebrate Christmas Day.
Yeah, which we still celebrate the 4th of July. We just do the fireworks on the third. All right. We don't need to finalize it now. Grant writing consultancy. I would like to hire, it's in here, the thing's in here, but there's no resolution, Andy. You just got, am I just getting approval, orally
Right,
approval?
because, I thought maybe you guys needed to discuss
Get a
it,
grant writer?
so I didn't put a resolution together.
All right,
Do we not have a grant writer?
I'd like to get a grant writer to focus on housing. And it's not gonna co, what's the amount? It's
So he wants to do $2,000 a month for 6 months.
So it's,
So we wouldn't have to use it for 6 months, so.
That's a great idea.
and I wanna get it for housing. What's that?
Was that what Jerry Levy used to do for us? On top of her.
She was a consultant
Oh, okay.
after she like.
Yeah.
So they're gonna seek out and then help us write the grants and do the grants. It's more of an aggressive reach out than we do. Sylvia does a great job, but I wanted to get a second set of eyes, particularly because I'd like to really look for more grants for the fire department.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mhm.
All right, so can we just approve that? Can I make a resolution of it?
Yeah, it's just a consulting agreement, he put it 20 hours a month for $2,000
All right, can I just make,
for 6
Let me
months.
just see the agreement.
it's in here, it's in. It's like the middle of the packet. It has its own tab.
Communications.
It's very short.
Just one page.
Okay.
It's just really a retainer. It's not really an agreement. I mean, we're not hiring to do much other than,
Okay.
and it's terminable and all that. Can I do it, should we do it by resolution? All right, resolution, 26-155, Linda.
Yes.
A resolution to, authorize the mayor to sign the, retainer agreement from Steve Densmore of Choice Words, as it is written in the agreement that is dated June 15th, 2026.
Is this a signed agreement by you?
It's not signed.
Oh, okay, cause there's a typo. Unless I'm
That says
mistaken,
Jose.
your
That
name
says
is not
Jose.
Jose.
Jose Rand, yeah.
I have nothing to say. I'm operating under an alias. We're looking for both Spanish and English language grants. All right, that resolution, you got it? Can I
Motion,
get this moved?
motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries unanimously. That's resolution 155. All right, clerk office staffing need, because of Trish's accident, and again, our deepest condolences to her. I hope she gets better and quick recovery, and let's make sure we sign the card and all that. We do have a opening in the staff. That's the opening we're talking about, right? Is that the additional opening besides that?
Right, so we're looking at ways of covering her while she's out. Linda was kind of my guru of civil service. Figuring it out, has
Not Linda,
at
looks
least one
surprised.
title, I think, in mind for a part-time person. No, what we said? No.
We're not, because we're not sure that we actually have a title set up.
Okay, so we're looking into it with the
Yeah,
idea of trying to make sure that the clerk's office doesn't go absolutely mad in Trish's absence.
What title was Daybeth under?
senior clerk.
Oh, okay. Oh, because she's the registrar still.
So we're gonna look for a title, or get a title
Right.
that we could use to make.
Okay, keep us updated. This is something that's very easily handled via email.
I just have a question about this person that you're looking for. So I was just thinking, again, so you're gonna be training somebody, putting time and energy into training someone. We're not sure how long Patricia is gonna be out.
That's right.
And being that, I was just wondering, being that we are going to probably, someone will be retiring in the next year or so. If we're putting energy into this person, is it possible to train them into other aspects?
Of course.
Instead of like kind of starting new? I mean, if we're putting the energy in, maybe we could have them hang around.
You
and
would hope to find someone who started part-time who would want to become full-time.
Right,
Yes,
so good. So that is a possibility that we could utilize them down the road.
yes.
Perfect.
Well, for a long-term solution.
Or a long term, yeah. There's something else, great. Okay.
All right, the open 10.6 opening Memorial Park, there, I think, was there no memo? Is there a memo in the packet on this? I thought I read one.
No.
No,
So the proposal for opening Memorial Park is kind of what the gentleman was discussing 3 hours ago.
yeah, you were happy.
Was the idea that we have that area of Memorial Park that is on the northern end to the west of the footbridge. And there used to be parking there, and we closed it off at some point 4 or 5 years ago.
Pandemic,
During the pandemic, we closed it off.
somewhere in here.
And we never reopened it, but there are parking spaces there. I would propose that what we do with them is that we allocate about half of them to limited parking for like an hour or less, with the idea that it would be metered for an hour or less so that people would and not be able to renew if we can figure it out that way. Because the idea would be people, I'm thinking of people that go down to the park with their kids to use a splash pad, to use the playground. That's really convenient parking for them. And they often have strollers and things like that, that it's a real pain for them to get from the marina parking lot. And I'd like the other half to be to sit handicap parking for the same reason, for the same basic reason that it's a pain for people like this gentleman talked about, for him to cross the footbridge to get to the park. The issue that has come up, which Andy is waiting to tell you about, is the fact that we have to be concerned about the fact that if there are 8 spaces and they're all taken, you don't know that when you enter the park from the top, and so you come down, you see they're all taken, now you gotta turn around. That was always the problem. It used to be there were 25 spaces, but people would drive down, there's nowhere to do a K-turn, and they would cause all sorts of ruckus.
Yeah.
So we're gonna only do this if we can devise a way, which Andy says he thinks he has found,
So
for people to do a K-turn.
I have our village engineers company who has pitched us a $1,200 design proposal to give you a solution to how to do that. I talked with them today about this and a bunch of other traffic safety matters. And they did express confidence that they think they can position barriers and signs in a way that will probably be possible to do what you want to do.
We would not be allowing parking other than special events in the southern part of that parking lot where the parking spaces are by the Riverwalk.
Right, if you don't want that, then we won't include that in the proposal.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take thoughts, but I sort of feel like I like not having cars there. If people feel like it's more important to have more parking, I mean, there are spaces that are mapped out there.
Yeah, I just want to know, the reason why those spaces are mapped out is because we have special events and it was open pavement to provide a little order in the case that we do allow parking on certain occasions. The intent was not per se to have public parking.
Yeah.
Because that's a policy this village board would say.
But I would like to get the 4 and 4 or some mix of however many spaces we have, some very short-term parking and some handicap parking. But if people want to feel strongly that we should also open up the other spur between the walk and the skate park and open that to parking, we can discuss it.
Yeah, I'm actually against all of that. I think that one of the goals of the comprehensive plan was to make it a cost-free park. And you have a lot of people walking in there. And when you have cars going in and out, especially by the entry to the children's playground. I don't know, it just doesn't seem.
So there,
I mean,
there were
maybe-
cars going in and out and people walking back and forth for 40 years.
I know,
I mean-
but we've changed.
We never, as far as I know, we've never had any kind of
My
serious accident.
concern is people with mobility issues. It is pretty far if you do have a mobility issue.
We
to
have the
walk.
hobby.
And it's not gonna be around
Yeah,
every day.
no,
Right,
And
right.
Hoppy
That's the
can't
thing,
get
it's
into the
not-
park.
Yeah.
You can't
it's
get-
not
How's
gonna
Hoppy,
be
how's
around
Hoppy gonna take
every
it to the
day.
flippers?
Yeah.
Hoppy can't get into the park because there's 3
How-
barriers.
How would it, maybe open up the driver, you know, the chauffeur.
So once we open them up, how are we supposed to, no, we're not gonna have the Hoppy
I will- I
get out,
like-
open the one barrier, open the other barrier, go down.
Well,
like
I
to see
like
the
the
station.
idea of the ones that were
On the
there
side.
before on the side,
Same.
the east, west, whatever direction he said. The ones that are right
Fixing
there.
the handler, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that just makes sense for what you're saying, for handicap and children and parents. But not to open it up because then it's a nightmare because you've got the skateboard park, you've got
That's too
other
much.
people, it's too much.
Right, it is too much.
The way that it's designed now, no way.
The one thing I was saying, I understand what you're saying, and I obviously would love to have, the problem, I think this is a fair compromise for it. And I realize people do come in, but most people don't come into the park by walking down
Mhm.
the pavement,
Not
down
anymore.
down to Pew.
Not really.
And
They used
there's also a really nice barrier now between where the parking would be and the basketball court, because that was all planted when we redid the pathway there, which we all forget that was a really big project just a few years ago. So you really don't even see the cars when you're in the basketball court because there's a lot of plantings there now. And I feel like it's not a bad separation to have, and I just feel like there have been a lot of people that have asked me about when are we gonna open up for parking? I have trouble walking all the way from the marina
Right.
to get to, to get to.
I'm not aware of that, so, I mean.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
said to you?
No,
No.
that might have been one of the biggest complaints we heard during the African American Day.
Really?
Yeah, was that when the parade, when we used to have all the parking down there, we did allow folks who either had handicap, or like mobility issues, we allowed them to park down so that they can go and enjoy the festival. And with all of that closed off, that was probably one of the biggest things I heard from people this year was that there wasn't enough, like for elderly folks going up and down those hills and those stairs was tough for them.
Can we,
So-
can we all compromise and only handicap parking in half that space? You know, there are 4 spaces on each bay,
Mhm.
right? That I could see, but parents bringing those kids.
I think moms with strollers going to the playground is as serious
Oh,
that's a
definitely.
mobility
It
issue too.
definitely is. I mean, I remember when my kids were little, I had 3
Same.
to 3 to 1.
I haven't-
That's tough.
You know what, I haven't opened mine, let's see what the engineer comes.
All right, let's see what the
Yeah,
report is.
yeah.
All right.
Okay,
let's make sure we talk about
Alright,
it.
so I'll get the design done and you guys review.
Yo, you sticking around for all that?
I've been hanging around for a little bit.
You are.
Are you doing the Easter egg thing next year?
Of course.
Awesome.
So put the
I look
application
forward to
in.
collecting my new park fee from you.
Thank you, Yogi.
Right, yeah. Now take your with us and talk about that other.
Make sure you text me, if you have text me about it. You text me this week, right?
Send it to him.
Yeah, I don't know, who knows what happened, just text me about it and I'll follow up with you about it. All right, you got
Yeah, resend it.
Okay.
So we have.
The,
Take care.
all right, thank you, Yogi. 11-1, permit application for River Day.
Ciao.
Of course, we're gonna do this.
Nice
Do we need a
t-shirt.
resolution?
We can wait.
I could do one on August 30th, or I could do it.
Yeah, it's not till October. Give them the go ahead that we can approve this. But we'll do it next month.
So we do res on it.
As long as they come back and give us the reports, we need the reports.
Okay,
That's like the highlight of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, I love.
All right, explain what we're doing with the distribution stands.
So these are a distribution stand, weighs about 35 pounds. It looks kind of like a thing you put magazines in.
Right.
And this nonprofit provides them. They fill it up with naloxone, which is an inhaler to reverse the effects of a heroin overdose. And they believe strongly that these kinds of things should be more available. And they will keep it stocked. And if somebody picks it up and runs with it, they'll put another one out there. And they would like to put one, say, I was thinking maybe Hezekiah Easter next to the little library box there, kind of near the wall by the and maybe one over by the bus stop on, closer to South Frame, that they would like to give the village 2 of these dispensers. I told them I'd talk with the village board. If you're willing to see those placed, then we would.
It'll be visible when you go into.
Yeah.
About the size of a,
Yeah.
sort of umbrella stand or something.
Definitely, that's what we need.
Picture a dispenser, there's a flyer in there.
I saw the picture, so.
Yeah.
It looks more like it looks more like a,
One of those newspaper things?
yeah, like an old newspaper thing. But okay, so you're saying, Bill.
I thought a good look. Have it, it's seriously, I mean, I'm all for this, but not in such a visible spot.
Where do they want to put it?
Only 30 minutes.
Well, I don't, they want it somewhere people are likely to find it. Where it's not like.
We're both like, I have two minds about that.
All right, we're gonna need to know where they want to put it.
Yeah.
Before we do, when we do a resolution, we gotta know, there gotta be a proposal of locations they wanna put these at.
Yeah.
Because I have two minds about it.
Location, because otherwise I'll just.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around having them. I mean, I know that they are really important and they save lives and people have them.
I mean, if I had a right, I'm.
But I
of two
don't want
minds.
people saying, go to Nike, we know we have 2 of them down there and like. now we're-
It's more, I think he means more the message of like, hey, we have lots of people that overdose on drugs here on our streets, so we have.
Easter Square.
So, yeah, we
Right, I
used
was
to have
gonna
people
say
that picked up
Easter
copies of
Square.
Village Voice, now we have people
Well,
that
maybe
overdose, so we're gonna repurpose our Village Voice boxes for.
Exactly.
Do we need 2 of these?
No, I mean, I see why you're of two minds. I am a little bit, not because I don't recognize the benefits of naloxone. But I also recognize that people often abuse it as a way to avoid going to the hospital, which is really what we want to encourage people to do once they survive an overdose. Naloxone only lasts 30 minutes. And so my concern is that if someone is out there openly using and they're overdosing, 30 minutes, they start overdosing, take another one, 30 minutes, it's like, and I'm not saying that happens all the time, it's just one of those concerns that I have is that, is it going to be a help or is it going to exasperate an existing issue? So I do want to think about it and I do want to know, I mean, I agree, I think Hezekiah Easter or somewhere in front of Olives, definitely places that we've heard are high drug use areas, so I definitely think it should, it might be worth having, that's sort of where I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to hear more, I guess,
But
from,
they deal with Olive's front porch there.
I mean, listen, I am not gonna say anything about that on record. So-
Behind the rain and.
Let's revisit this, and let's
Yeah,
revisit the
yeah.
town making a proposal.
Yeah.
I guess to some of my concerns, is there a way we can get in touch with someone, is it? Whoever is asking for it or whoever requested it from Rockland Council, so like Linda, I guess, do we have her contact? I just have these questions, I'm like,
Would you like the contact information for this group?
yes, because I wanna ask these questions just to sort of, make sure I'm not going crazy,
I'll
yeah,
put you in contact with the
Thank you.
mayor.
yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
That'd be great if you could talk with them and you
Yeah.
have a sense of what the board might like to see.
Yeah, yeah, you can connect us via email and all.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, I want to thank Samantha Heerling for her lovely email about the DPW and couldn't agree with her more about how them being so helpful and wonderful. We appreciate those letters when we get them. And our thanks to Kate Bugan. How are you pronounce the last name? I've never quite.
Not a very-
She's a neighbor of mine, Kate, about the work she did to promulgate the anti-rat
Really, really.
graphic, which she has spread around in a variety of ways. And she's particularly concerned about actually my neighborhood, particularly around the Montessori school. But she's done a
She
show.
also asked,
What?
Wait,
My
what's your
son went
concern?
there.
What?
No, that's also around Mooney Road. What's the concern?
We'll print up some, can we print up some of these flyers and just have them available in the table?
That's a good idea.
Do you have any
Because you
specific
can't
reasons why
really
she's
read
concerned
this.
about that area?
Yeah, no, she lives in the area and there's like bunch of rats that I guess she's found. I've not seen them.
That's not good.
I have a dog,
My old
so, like, my
neighborhood.
dog chased
Yeah,
them.
no, just I'm the next block over and,
Oh, that's what we're driving them south, actually, is what we're doing.
okay,
We have
into,
into your
Yes.
neighborhood.
please don't do that. Please don't do that. All of my, yes, all of my childhood trauma.
Have you noticed? It's the third time it's come up. She's like, what's south? Which way is south from there?
Yeah, like, for a second, I was like, you mean north, right? North.
I'm in south.
We're going north.
I'm in
Yes.
south, right into your
Don't-
backyard.
Please don't do that.
I won't do that. I'm not doing anything. We're just putting up flyers. All right, thank you, Kate, and yes, we'll get some flyers, we'll put them in the hall, in the downstairs hallway. All right, no one's here for public comment?
No.
But can I just make a comment, even though I'm not part of the call?
Yes, sure.
So, Andy took the glory and said, you know, on behalf of High Avenue, I just wanna say thank you to everyone. That headache is completely over, our street looks amazing.
Oh,
So
High
thank you.
Avenue.
I mean,
Oh,
it looked amazing, not a pothole, I didn't pull my ankle this year, I'm so excited. It is a very, like, I mean, it's so nice to be able to drive up and down our street without having this.
Hey,
you'll be back in
hey,
2
Natalie,
weeks
guess
asking
what?
for a.
Your
speed bump.
sidewalks are next. No, just.
That was good, so thank you guys for all of that.
So glad that it's so nice when you hear something like that. All
right.
right, let's,
Yeah. I'm leaving.
all right, we are going to go into, okay, well, I'm gonna propose a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
When we, hold on, I just want to explain to the viewing audience on the information superhighway, that we are going to go into executive session. When we adjourn executive session, we will take no other action other than to adjourn. So there'll be no other official action taken.
What's our reason for
Other than, or we're taking for the employment of a person, individual
personnel issue?
personnel issue. And so can I get a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
You got that?
No, I
That
haven't.
first and second?
First and second?
Yes.
Good, good, good. All right, we all voted for yes, so let's clear out. We'd like to ask,